Stacey's POV. Running, running, running. I can't turn back. I'm scared, too scared to look back. It's coming behind me in a massive speed. I once turned and saw its red eyes, and I couldn't look at it twice. I'm tired, but I must go on if I want to stay alive. I must continue running. Stacey, run! Keep running! She yells from behind me. I increased my pace, running faster than before. I can't get caught. Run! Don't look back! He urges me. Just run. They both urged me. I heard a thud but didn't turn back. The heavy footsteps stops, but not for long. It continues again. I'm panting and running out of breath, but that didn't stop me. I must get out of here. Zita, I heard his panicked cry. I stop running abruptly and turn back. My eyes grew wide, my mouth hang open as I couldn't process what's happening. Zita! He cried again, and the reality of what's happening dawned on me. It has finally caught up with them. She laid on the ground with its might form over her, baring its teeth at her, ready to devour her. He tries to fight it off, but he obviously isn't strong enough. It pushed him away with its snout. It already clenched its teeth on her neck, tearing it. I can't just watch. I must help. I step forward, but unfortunately its neck snaps towards my direction. I halt frighteningly. No! A scream leaves my mouth. It takes a step towards me. But my heart beating fast, but he suddenly steps in front of me, not flinching away from its glaring red eyes. He pushes it back and grunts. Stacey, run, he said before it tackles him and lands him on the ground, its teeth positioned on his neck. My eyes snaps open and I quickly sat up, panting heavily. My head aches and my hands move to my forehead, wiping off the beads of sweat. I reached for the table lamp and turned it on. I reached for the glass of water and pills on the nightstand. I stared at it and sighed deeply. Don't go into the woods. It's dangerous. There are vicious beasts lurking around in the woods. Always stay in the house and don't come out at night. Had I listened to these words, had I been obedient, I wouldn't be having this nightmares. The door burst open and my brothers, Joshua and Dylan, rushes in. Though we all call Joshua Josh. Dylan rushed straight to my bedside, but flips the lights on before coming to me. Josh wipes off the sweat on my forehead, while Dylan holds my right hand in his. Stacey, are you all right? Josh asked. Had another nightmare? Dylan asked immediately after Josh. I simply nod to answer both their questions. Dylan and Josh exchange looks as Dylan sighed. Thankfully, we are moving today, Josh said. I raised my head at once with a surprised expression on. Moving? When did that happen? Why am I just finding out about it just now? I studied their expressions as I questioned them. Dylan is avoiding my gaze, but Josh kept a straight face. Dylan turns to the alarm clock on my nightstand and gasps dramatically. It's 05:10 a.m. He claps his hands and stands up. Stacey, start packing. Let's move. I closed my eyes and inhaled deeply. I don't have time for his jokes now. I dropped the pills I was holding and crossed my arms across my chest. A scorn on my face. I can imagine my brows knit together. No, I said, looking at Josh, his straight face still on. Dylan laughs lightly. Come on, Stacey, don't be stubborn now. We're doing this for your own good, he explained. No, I said again. But, no buts, Dylan. I'm not moving. They both know I don't like it when we move. I always have problem adapting to a new environment. Stacey, don't be like that. Now that Mom and Dad. Stop, I cut him off. I don't like it when they mention our parents. I can't get over what happened yet, even if it's been almost a year now. We've moved more than 20 times. When are we going to stop moving? I asked. We're only trying to find a quiet place for you. Somewhere that won't trigger your nightmares, Dylan explained. I scoffed. Excuse, that's the only thing they say every time they want us to move. He points towards my window. Wait, did I forget to lock my window before going to bed? Look, your window is just facing those woods. Who knows if that's the reasons for your nightmares, he said. I turned my gaze from the window to Josh. He's exceptionally quiet. Well, I don't need to tell you about their personalities now. You can clearly tell that Dylan is the simple and approachable one among them. Josh is strict with me. No, he's strict with Dylan and I, but a bit lenient with Dylan. I still don't want to move, Dylan, I said, staring pointedly at Josh, as if he's actually the one I'm talking to. And truly, he's the one I'm talking to. I was directing that comment to him. But Stacey, Josh bangs on my nightstand and stands up. He stares at me sternly. We are moving today, and that's final. I flinched back and grabbed Dylan's arm. Josh, calm down. Let's talk to her calmly. She'll understand. Well, you have been trying to talk to her calmly. Did she understand? He scolds Dylan. Okay, that's the only thing I like about him. Instead of scolding me anytime I'm wrong, he scolds Dylan instead. He turns to me. Start packing up. We're moving by 8 a.m. He leaves my room immediately. Dylan sighs and sits on my bed, his hand on my right cheek, caressing it softly. Don't worry, Stacey. You'll adapt sooner than you expect, he said. Lie. True. I'll take you round town when we get there. And who knows, you might make a whole lot of friends. I rolled my eyes. I know exactly what he's trying to do. I know what he meant by that. I'll show you all the beautiful scenery and just tell me you want me to accompany you for your job hunting. I interrupt him. He smiles brightly and winks at me. You are really my sister. You know me too well. I shake my head. I wish I can be this free to everyone. I wish I can make any friends and talk about anything and everything with my friends. Stacey! Stacey! He snaps his fingers across my face. I blinked a few times. What? What were you thinking? Nothing. He chuckles and shakes his head. You were obviously thinking something. It's nothing, but I really don't want to move. I'm tired of being a new student every time. You'll be fine. Just when I was slowly accepting this place, we're moving again. I'm in my senior year. Don't you think all these frequent migrating will affect my studies? Nope. You're smart. Try talking Josh off. No, Stacey. You can't continue having all these nightmares. It need to stop. I huffed and rested my head on the headboard. Don't worry, I promise you. This will be the last time we move. I rolled my eyes. He told me the same thing last time we moved here, and here we are moving again. Don't roll your eyes at me, Missy, or I'll pluck 'em out. Whatever. There's a long pause, none of us saying a word. Where are we going this time? I asked. New Orleans. I hummed. Who knows where we'll go next? Maybe Paris. And I believe we'll stay there for a very long time, he said. You sound so sure. Yeah, the agent guaranteed Josh and I that the house we're moving in isn't near the woods, so I don't think you'll have any nightmares. I don't know why, but I suddenly released a long relief breath. I hope so, I muttered silently. I know so, he said. His phone suddenly beeps. He reaches for it from his PJ's pocket. A small frown first appears on his forehead, before a bright smile took over. Stacey, start packing. We're leaving by 8 a.m., he said and rushes towards the door. Wait. Where are you rushing off to? I asked. Oh, I got a text from Susan? Susan. Who's that? I asked mentally with a confused frown. He seems to notice my confused expression and smiles. Susan, my girlfriend. He winks at me. I groan. His 1-week girlfriend. I forgot to tell you guys. Dylan is a playboy. Almost every girl in Finland is his girlfriend. I sometimes wonder if God made a mistake making this gross boy my brother. So, I'm gonna go. He didn't even wait for my reply before dashing out. My eyes meets my alarm clock. It's already 5:59 a.m., almost 6. I climb down from my bed and head towards my closet. I pulled out my suitcase and opens it. Seems I have no choice. I better start packing. I throw my hair in a messy bun and get into work. 2 hours later, I look around my empty room. I'm long done packing, and my luggages have already been moved out and put in the truck. I flung my backpack on my shoulder and head for the door. Just then I heard Josh's voice from outside. Stacey, come on. Humph. He reaches, can't wait to leave this place. They say we're moving for my good, but why do I have this nagging feeling at the back of my mind that we're actually running from something? Like we're always on the run. Whatever. Dylan? Go in there and pull that lady out. Josh growls at Dylan. I'm out! I'm out! I said immediately. I step out. I shut the door in a loud bang. I walk towards Josh's old Toyota Camry, the one our dad left him. I made myself comfortable in the back seat and pulled out a storybook from my bag. Josh and Dylan got in. Josh starts the car and follows behind the truck, moving our properties. After a few moments of silence, Josh and Dylan begin to talk in hushed voices. I know they don't want me to hear their conversation, so I engrossed myself in my storybook. I yawned and opened my eyes. I frowned. When the heck did I fall asleep? You're awake, Josh said from the driver's seat. Hold on. Driver's seat? We're still in the car? Are we not there yet? I asked. No, they both replied. I groaned and slumped back on my seat. I looked out the window and saw tall trees swaying to the tone of the wind as we drive past. My eyes shut involuntarily. Tall trees, woods, they cause me nightmares. I quickly look away, but not quick enough. My eyes caught something in the woods. I looked again to confirm my doubt, and truly there they are, the cause of my nightmares. 2 red eyes. My head turns away, and I faced front. I don't want to look back. I need to get that picture off my mind. Stacey, are you okay? Josh asked me. I guess he saw my frightened expression. I simply nod. Are you sure, or you want to stop the car for a while? My eyes grew wide. Stop the car? In the woods? No, I said too loudly. Dylan turns to me with a frown. Josh can't turn as he's driving, so he looks at me from the rearview mirror. Are you sure you're okay? Dylan asked. You can tell us anything, Josh said. There's a moment of silence, they both waiting for my reply. I think I saw something in the woods. They both shared a look. Dylan turns back to me. There's nothing in the woods, Stacey. Your mind must be playing tricks on you, he said. Really? Yeah. Maybe you're still thinking about the nightmare. That makes sense. It must be, I'm just paranoid. I need to get that stupid picture off my head. I reach for my phone and earbuds in my backpack and begin to go through my playlists. How about we resume your therapy sessions when we're settled in New Orleans, Will suggest. No, I replied. Why? It won't make any difference. Stacey? I ignore him and put on my earbuds and decide to play Stuck With You by Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. I'm not going to attend any therapy. I have tried it before, it didn't work. I just hope moving to New Orleans will help stop my nightmares. Stacey's POV. After a long, torturing drive, Josh finally stops in front of a building. Josh and Dylan quickly alighted. I also didn't waste any time to follow suit. Dylan throws his arm around my shoulders and inhaled deeply. Stacey, can you feel the peace and quiet this place will bring you? He asked. I raised an eyebrow at him. We just got here. Who knows if we're going to move tomorrow? He groans and rolls his eyeballs. You're such a killjoy. I chuckled at his failed attempt to cheer me up and make me love this place. Be careful, guys. Don't break anything. I heard Josh talking to the movers as they move in our stuffs. I took the time to study the building. It looks like a portable mansion. I nod. My legs find their way to the backyard to confirm if what Josh and Dylan said are true. A small smile finds its way to my lips as I saw a small garden of roses and lilies instead, and a single guava tree with a few guava fruit on it. This is perfect, I thought mentally. Maybe they're right. I might not get any nightmares since there's no woods behind. Someone taps my shoulder and I turn. Dylan and Josh stands behind me. Josh's hands tugged in his pocket and Dylan smiling brightly. So, what do you think? Dylan asked. They both looking at me anxiously, waiting for my reply. I scoffed mentally. They're asking for my opinion now, as if it has ever mattered. Do you like it? Dylan asked again. I nod. Yeah, since there's no woods. Dylan claps his hands together, and from my peripheral view, I saw Josh sigh in relief. A small smile tugs at the corner of his lips. Excellent, Dylan said. The movers are done. Let's go in and check the rooms, Josh said. Dylan takes my hand and pulls me along. I hope the inside won't disappoint me. Wow! I couldn't help it but awe at the beauty I'm seeing. Honestly, this house is 10 times more beautiful than our previous house. It's got high ceilings and high French windows. Let's just say I can't describe the interior in full, because I'm pretty bad at descriptions. Wait, I need to get the room with its window facing the garden. I turn to Josh with a smile. He studies my expression and sighed. Fine, it's that one over there. He points to a room. He already knows what I want to ask. He doesn't need me to tell him. I rushed there, but not before yelling, Dylan, bring in my luggage. He groans, but I hear him pulling my luggage along. I enter the room and rush towards the window. I opened it and smile as I breathe in. The garden is right outside my window. I saw 2 butterflies flying around a flower. Well, it seems you really like this place now, Dylan said from behind. I rolled my eyes. Dylan, I only like the garden. Oh, yeah. Josh clears his throat and calls our attention. Well, Stacey, Dylan and I have something to discuss. We'll leave you to unpack and settle in. I nod, wanting them to leave. but my stomach growls loudly and I remember we haven't had any food since morning. Dylan looks at his wristwatch. Josh, it's already lunchtime. Stacey and I will go for groceries shopping first. I slaps his shoulder. Grocery shopping? He nods. I'm already so hungry, and you're talking about grocery shopping? He nods again. Can you say something other than nodding? He chuckles lightly. We'll go buy groceries and Josh is going to cook for us, he said. I rolled my eyes for the 100th time. What a bunch of caring brothers I have. I throw my backpack on my new bed and keep my storybook inside. Seeing my storybook, I suddenly remember something. I stands up abruptly. What about school? They both frown. School? They asked at once. Yeah. When am I resuming school? This is my senior year. I can't slack off. Dylan laughs. Relax. Josh didn't forget you're a nerd. I'm not a nerd. I cut him off. He nods frantically. Right. I found you your new school and talked with the principal last night. You're resuming tomorrow, Josh said. I nod. At least they're not going to delay my studies. I turn to Dylan. Dylan, you'll go the grocery shopping alone. I want to unpack and get my things ready for tomorrow. No, Dylan and Josh said at once. I furrow my brows together. Okay, you're both acting weird. They both have a scared expression on. Weird? We just don't want to leave you alone in the house, Dylan said. I'm not alone. Josh is going to be here. Josh, I'm visiting one of my friends. Josh cuts him off. Your friends? He and Dylan nods. You have friends here? They nods again. Since when? They both exchange looks and Dylan nods at Josh, like they just had a conversation telepathically. Remember I came here some time ago for business? Josh asked. Yeah, I replied. Well, I made a few friends then. Now that I'm here, I must check on them. It's confirmed. They're acting strange. Could it be my nightmares are taking a toll on them and they've gone loco? Come on, Stacey. I'm starving. Let's get moving, Dylan said and grabbed my hand. He turns to Josh. Extend my greetings to your friends. Josh nods, while Dylan pulls me out. Walking down the streets with Dylan is a crime now. I mean, all the girls are glaring daggers at me. I guess they're thinking I'm his girlfriend. I shake my head mentally. If only they knew I'm his younger sister. Okay, enough of the girls' talk. I noticed something else. The people in general, elderly ones, men and women, they all seem to be giving me a disgusting look, like I'm carrying some kind of disease. They're murmuring among themselves as we walk past them. I pull Dylan closer and whisper in his ear. What's going on? Why are they staring at me like that? He look around and throw his arm around my shoulders. They can hear you. Huh? They can hear me? How? Just ignore them. I bet they're just surprised to see new faces in their town. Great. Just great. This is one of the reasons I hate moving. Dylan stops walking, and I raised my head with a frown. Let's check out this supermarket, he said and pulls me inside. Writer's Pav. Stop there. A guard stops Joshua as he's about to walk through a gate. The guard access him and sniffs the air. You're not a rogue. Who are you? The guard asked. I'm Joshua Rivera. That's not what I mean, the guard retort harshly. Joshua smiles. He studies the guard and shakes his head. He must be a new guard, he thought. Which pack are you from, and what's your rank, and why did you come to the Alpha King's mansion? Joshua rolled up his sleeve and shows the guard a small faded wolf's head tattoo on his arm. The guard's eyes grows wide as recognition flash across his eyes. I'm Joshua Rivera, from Crescent Moonstone Pack, from the Royal Spies family. The guard bows his head immediately. He realizes Joshua's rank is far higher than his. I'm so sorry, Mr. Spy. How may I help you? He stutters a little. I want to see the Alpha King. The guard nods. I'll inform him. The guard rushes in and came out after a few minutes. Mr. Spy, this way, please. Joshua nods and follows him. After a few minutes of walking down a very long corridor, they stopped at a big door, made of oak wood. Alpha King's office boldly written above it. The guard knocks a few times and hears a faint, "Come in!" He opens the door and they both steps in. Joshua and the guard quickly bows their heads as they saw the people inside the office. The Alpha King sits on his big chair with his beta by his left-hand side and a few elders. Alpha King, Joshua Rivera is here, the guard reports. The Alpha King waves the guard off. The guard rushes out as if his pants is on fire. Joshua quickly falls on his knees with his head still bowed. Joshua Rivera, why are you just coming back? the Alpha King asked. Joshua didn't utter a word, talking back at the warrior. An alpha is a death wish. After the death of your parents, we were expecting you and your brother to come back to the pack. The Alpha King paused. The silence in the office is very thick. Why didn't you and your brother come back? Speak. We're sorry, Alpha King. We thought we could catch him. Nonsense. The Alpha King interrupts him. I sent word to you, asking you to come back, but you disobeyed me just because you thought you could catch him? Joshua opens his mouth to speak, but the Alpha King shuts him up with a glare. Where's he now? He's in hiding, but... The door opens and a young boy enters the office. Everyone, except the Alpha King, stands up and bows. Your Highness, they chorused. He arrogantly walked towards a similar chair with the Alpha Kings and sits, without acknowledging their greetings. A deep frown on his face, like he was forced to attend this gathering. The Beta King signaled them to sit down. Dad, who's this? He asked. Alpha Prince, he's from the royal spy's family. The Beta explained. Joshua gave him a respectful bow. Oh, he exclaimed, kind of disappointed. The Alpha King clears his throat and all attention turns to him. Joshua, I'll pardon you for your parents' sake. Come to the pack meeting tomorrow. You have a lot to catch up with. Yes, Alpha King. Joshua replies. You're dismissed. Joshua didn't get up. This made everyone frown. Do you want to be punished for failing in your duty instead? An elder asked. Joshua shakes his head. I have a request, he said. Speak, the Beta said. I have a sister, but she ain't wolf. There was silence. Everyone is waiting for him to complete his statement. She's human. This statement caused an uproar as everyone is murmuring. The Beta hits the table for orderliness. Everyone quiets down. What do you mean she's human? The Alpha King asked. I don't know how to explain it, but she didn't inherit our gene. How is that possible? Both parents were wolves. This is unacceptable. She must leave, the elders murmur. It is against our law to let any human in our pack, you know that, the Alpha King said. The Alpha King said. I know, Alpha King, but this is the only place she can be safe. No, she has only two choices now. Either she leaves or we kill her. Joshua's eyes grew bigger and he shakes his head. No, she can't die. Then she leaves. Yes, she can't stay. She'll expose us. Joshua stares at the elders as they all agree with the Alpha King. Right then a thought comes to his mind. Alpha, she's one of us. Maybe she's a late bloomer. She might transform if she meets her mate, Joshua said. Everyone quiets down and thinks about what he said. The young Alpha Prince shakes his head. She must leave. Humans and wolves don't mix, he said. But Alpha Prince is right. An elder cuts Joshua off as he tries to speak. Allowing a human in our pack will be our downfall. Joshua sighed in frustration. The reason he moved back was to protect his sister. Now instead of protecting her, they want to kill her? Alpha King, just give us 1 week. Only 1 week. If she doesn't find her mate here, we'll leave. No, the Alpha Prince stands up. Raymond, the Alpha King cuts his son off. Their family is the royal spy. We should listen to him. What? Dad, we're supposed to kill her. Have you forgotten that the hunters killing our kind are humans? Alpha Prince, Stacey is not a hunter. She knows nothing about wolves. She won't cause any harm. That's bullshit. She must leave or she must die. Raymond, that's enough. Sit down, the Alpha King's voice boomed. The Alpha Prince grumpily sits back on his chair. Alpha King turns to the elders and cleared his throat. The Rivera family are always out there risking their lives for our pack's safety. This is the least we can do for them in return. So we're letting her stay? An elder asked. Yes, but for just 1 week. If she doesn't find her mate, she'll leave, Alpha King said in a firm voice, giving no room for arguments. Even Alpha Prince dares not argue. This is why I don't like coming here. I always end up getting angry. Alpha Prince grumbles and got up and marched towards the door, but not before stopping at Joshua's side and said through grit teeth, I shouldn't see her, or I'll kill her. He steps out and slams the door shut. Joshua bows. Thanks, Alpha King. Just 1 week, Alpha King said. Joshua nods quickly, a small smile on his lips. You're dismissed. Joshua gets up and rushed out. Stacey's POV. Can I have your number? I shake my head and rolled my eyes as I watch Dylan flirting with the cashier. We're done shopping and I'm waiting for him by the exit to pay the bills, but that gross boy is busy flirting with the cashier instead. Though I believe she'll give us discount now because Dylan told her she's pretty. Suddenly, someone bumps into me and the bags I was holding falls down. I almost lost my balance too. "Can't you watch where you going?" I heard a female voice growl at me. I frowned and raised my head to give her my comeback. "You're not only blind but dumb too. You obviously bumped into me," I retort. She glares at me one more time and sniffed the air, like a dog. Her glare intensified. She pushes me out of her way. "Filthy human," she growls and storms out. "What's her problem?" I shake my head. I guess she woke up at the wrong side of the bed. I bent down to pick up my bags. "I'm sorry about my sister's behavior," I heard another female voice say. I quickly stand up, a smile on her face. "My sister was rude, sorry about that," she said again. "It's nothing," I said and turned to leave, but she holds me back. "I guess you're new in town." I nod and turn to leave again, but she holds me back again and didn't bother to let go of me. "I'm Celine and I'm from this pack. Which pack are you from?" I frown. "Pack," she nods, still smiling. "What's a pack?" I asked again. Her smiles falters and she sniffed the air. What's up with everyone sniffing the air like a dog? I sniffed the air too but didn't perceive anything off. "You're human," she exclaimed happily. "Yeah, you're human too," I said. She suddenly engulfed me in a tight hug. "You're human. I can't believe I met a human." Okay, this is weird. What does she mean? Everyone on Earth is human, right? Just then, Dylan comes and clears his throat. He reaches out his hand for a handshake. "Hi, I'm Dylan, her big bro." Celine quickly takes his hand. Then he looks at Celine the same way he and Josh did this morning. And I noticed realization dawned on Celine, like she just understands something. "No wonder she's clueless," she said. "Clueless about what? This place is really weird. So, what's your name? Are you coming to school tomorrow? Can I be your friend?" Yes, I'm coming to school tomorrow, but she might not be schoolmates." "There's only one school here. Everyone in our Dylan clears his throat and Celine chuckled. "Everyone in our town goes there." I nod. "Then I'll see you at school tomorrow." "I guess." She laughs lightly and hugs me briefly. "I'll see you tomorrow. Gotta run before my sister kills me." With that, she runs out. I released a long breath. This is the longest I've spoke with someone. "I see you just made your first friend," Dylan teased me. He knew I was frustrated and tired of her speech. "Did you get her number?" I asked, referring to the cashier. "Of course, I'm gonna get laid tonight." I coughed to cut him off. "Gross. What's gross about it?" "Don't bring home," I warned him in advance. "Whatever." I dumped the bags in his hands. "What?" "Let's go home," I said and rushed out before he can hand them back to me. Stacey's POV. "Darling, we are home," Dylan yells as we step in the living room. Immediately, Josh walks out from the kitchen with a sandwich in his right hand. My stomach growls at the sight of the sandwich. Dylan and I reach for it at once. I turn to him with a glare. He ignores me and faces Josh. "You know me too well, darling," he gasped dramatically and falls on Josh's shoulder. I shudder and gave him a disgusting look. Watching him trying to act cute want to make me puke. "At this point in time, only your sandwich can save me," he said. He reaches out his hand. "Here, sandwich, come to Papa." Josh pushes him away and dusts his shoulder. Then he turns to me with a smile. "For you, Stacey," he turns to Dylan. "Go into the kitchen yourself if you want one." "Thanks, Josh," he nods and raffles my hair. Josh stares at us with his mouth wide open. I guess he's looking for the right words to say. He nods and pretends to be hurt. He clenched his jaw and blinked his eyes like he's trying to blink some tears away. Now I understand. Josh just confirmed my doubts. He slumps on a sofa. Josh and I lean on each other waiting for Dylan's drama. Episode 1 of Dylan's show today. "I have always knew it. Now it's confirmed. I was adopted. Mom and Dad picked me up from a dumpster." He began to wipe off his imaginary tears and shakes his head. Josh sighed deeply and thinks for a minute or two. "Stacey, how about we sell him off to those slave traders?" I nod thoughtfully. "Yes, we'll make a great deal of money." I supported Josh's notion. Dylan cries loudly, overdramatically. "They don't love me. They don't want me." Josh and I burst into laughter. I cut a tiny piece of the sandwich and puts it in his mouth, and he stops his dramatic cry. "Dylan, you're a clown," I told him. Honestly speaking, my brothers have a very large appetite. They can eat a whole cow, and 5 minutes later, they'll be asking for more. They eat like hungry wolves. All right, Stacey, go to your room and unpack, and get your stuff ready for school tomorrow. Josh tells me. I nod and rush towards my room. Knowing I'm resuming school tomorrow makes me kinda happy. Writer's Pav. Josh watched Stacey enter her room and make sure she's out of hearing. Then he turns to Dylan. The Alpha King wants Stacey to leave the pack. What? Dylan exclaims. Josh glares at him and looks towards Stacey's room. The door is shut. Bring your voice down, he scolds Dylan. Dylan clears his throat and speaks in a soft voice this time. So, you mean we're going to move again? What are we going to tell Stacey this time? We're not moving, at least not now. Dylan frowns. What do you mean? We're not fully sure yet if Stacey is truly not a wolf. So, Alpha King gave us 1 week. If Stacey can find her mate, maybe there's a possibility that she'll transform, Josh explained. Dylan stares at Josh blankly for a few minutes, then looked towards Stacey's room with a clenched jaw. 1 week? How can she find her mate in 1 week? He paused. What if she doesn't have mate? I don't know, but it's the only choice we have. No, it's not the only choice. Let's leave. Let's get Stacey out of here. Josh sighs and sits down on a chair. We can't. Why? This is the only place she can be safe. This is the safest place for her. But, don't worry, Pa, I'm sure she'll find her mate. If she doesn't find her mate, we'll leave right away. Woods. A mighty wolf runs in great speed, as if it's trying to outrun a grievance. It runs for a few more minutes and finally stops at a lake. Another wolf also stops by its side. They walks behind a tree. Bones cracking sounds are heard. Flaws transforms into fingers. And soon, 2 young handsome boys walks out, wearing basketball trucks. They sat on a rock near the lake. Blah, okay. Coughs. Alpha Prince. Coughs again. Do you mind telling me why we came here? There's silence as the Alpha Prince didn't reply. It shows no sign of replying. The meeting. How did it go? He asked again. The Alpha Prince stays silent for a moment. There's a human in town, he grits out, hatred dripping off his words. Human, he nods. What did the Alpha King say? She's staying. She should be killed or sent away. The Alpha Prince clenched his jaw and closed his eyes. Raymond, let's find the human and kill him or her. Ray, Alpha Prince, still have his eyes closed. He's fighting with his wolf as his wolf wants to be let out. He can feel that his wolf is happy, but he doesn't know why. Ray, are you listening? Ray snaps his eyes open and turned to the boy. He sighed as he sees Ray's eyes change colors. His wolf's yellow eyes is on right now. Are you okay? I don't know, Carl. My wolf is suddenly acting up. Carl, his Beta Prince childhood and best friend, stares at him for a few minutes, his wolf's eyes. Could it be he wants to come out for a run? We just finished a race, Ray growls. He closes his eyes for a brief moment and opens them again. They're back to normal. I don't know what's wrong. My wolf has never fought with me to take control, Ray wonders. Carl smirks as a thought pop in his head. Who knows? Maybe the moon goddess has finally showed you mercy and our future Luna Queen is nearby. Ray smacks the back of Carl's head. Ouch! I don't have a mate. If I have one, I'd have met her already. Carl groans and shrugs. Who knows? She might be from another pack. Ray sneers at him and laughs nervously. Then his body suddenly went rigid, his eyes glazed. It stays that way for a few minutes before he blinks and faces Ray. Ray, Alpha King just mind-linked me. He wants you to come back now. Ray frowned, wondering why his father didn't mind-link him instead. Then he remembers that he blocked his mind-link. Did he say why he wants me back? No. Ray takes a deep breath and gets up. Let's go. Alpha King's mansion. Alpha King sits on a sofa. Luna Queen sits next to him, peeling an orange. The door opens and Ray walks in. He slumps on a sofa. Ray, you're here, his mother exclaims happily. He smiles briefly at her and turned to his father. You sent for me? He asked coldly. Or rudely, that should be the right word. His father ignored his tone and speaks. Yes, I have something very important to tell you. Then say it. The Luna Queen picks an orange and throws it at him. She passed him a warning glare. That's no way to talk to your father, young prince, she scolds him. Ray grunts and adjusts on his seat. Then tell him to cut to the chase. She glares at him one more time before speaking. Raymond, you're 19 years old already, and you know you're not getting any younger. Raymond rolls his eyes and throws his head back on the sofa. Of course I know that. That's our everyday campaign. He thought, you still haven't seen your mate. So, she hesitates and looks at her husband for support. He clears his throat. We have decided to send you back to high school. This statement settled in his head and he quickly sit upright with a deep frown on. High school? He asked. Yes, maybe you might find your mate there. Ray scoffs angrily. Every teenager attending Crescent High is from this pack. I don't need to go to school to find my mate. His father shakes his head. No, you're going back to high school. I'm not. His father glares at him harshly. I dare you to say that again. I said I'm not. I've graduated high school 2 years ago. His father growls lowly. His mother quickly drops the orange she was holding and rubs his father's back to calm him down. Ray, stop talking to your father in that manner, she scolds him. Then tell your husband I'm not going back to high school. But Ray, this is the only way we can think of. Your dad will retire soon and you'll become the new Alpha King. Your coronation can't happen without your mate. No, I'm not going. With that, he stands up and leaves the living room. He heads for the door and shuts it in a very loud bang after stepping out. How rude is that son of yours? Calm down, he'll come along. Luna Queen calms him down. Ray stands in the middle of the training field. He cracks his fingers and brings out his claws. He turns to his fighters, scanning them, looking for who's strong enough to fight with him. He points at a guy. Though the guy is taller than Ray, he's standing at 6'7". But the moment Xander points at him, his legs start shaking and fear appears in his eyes. Me? He stutters. Yes, you. Come here. The guy looks around, begging his teammates to join him, but they all look away. They can feel Ray's anger. And fighting with an angry alpha is officially signing your death certificate. I said, come here. Ray growls. The guy takes slow steps backwards, and soon he's running away as if his life depended on it. Ray looks around looking for someone else to spar with, but just like the first guy, they all ran away. Ray almost chased after them, but Carl, Henry, and Jerome held him back. He struggles to set himself free, but they tried their very best to hold him down. I just want to train, he growls in his alpha's tone. They quickly bows their heads but didn't let him go. Prince, how about you calm down first, Henry suggests. I'm calm. He pushes them off him and marches towards a bench. He sits on and balled his fist, grinding his teeth against each other. Henry, Jerome, and Carl looked at each other, silently fighting about who will speak first. Ray, what happened? What did the alpha say? Henry asked. He fucking wants me back in high school, Ray answers immediately. They quickly sits next to him. What? Why? Carl asked. They want me to find my bloody mate there. But you're done with high school, Jerome said in his quiet voice. So, what do you want to do now? Carl asked. Ray stays silent. He knows even if he doesn't want to go back to high school, his dad will force him. His dad will use the alpha tone on, and no one can disobey the alpha's tone, not even him, the alpha prince. I don't know. There's another brief silence. Carl breaks the silence with a clap. Don't worry, Ray. High school is fun. I'll go back with you. Henry and Jerome nods too. Yeah, we'll also go back with you. Besides, we can choose any class we want. Ray takes a deep breath and exhales slowly. His fist remained clenched. He gets up. I need a cold bath. Let's race later. Then he rushed off. Stacey's POV. I fall on my bed and released a long sigh. I'm finally done unpacking. I reach for my phone and check the time. It's already 6:59 p.m. I didn't know unpacking and arranging my stuff will take so much time. What a tiring day. I groan mentally. I got up and my eyes met the plate of omelet on the table. Josh had no choice but to bring it to my room, 'cause I was too busy unpacking. When he called me to come have dinner, I didn't listen. Hence, he brought it to my room instead. I take a few bites and head to the bathroom. I'm tired and I need a bath, and a long sleep. I didn't spend too much time in the bathroom. I changed into my Barbie PJs and climb onto my bed. Tomorrow is school. I wonder how my new classmates will treat me. Not that I want to make any friends, but at least nobody should stir up unnecessary troubles for me. I sighed. I just pray I get a good night's sleep and don't have any nightmares. Stacey's POV. Grr! Grr! I groan and turn. I cover my ears with my pillow and went back to sleep again. But that annoying sound didn't stop. It came again, and even louder than before. I reached for the source of the noise and angrily turns it off. I sat up and yawned sleepily. I stretched groggily with a small, satisfied smile. Coming here might really be a good thing. I slept so soundly last night, and I didn't get any nightmares. In fact, this is the first time I've actually slept without having nightmares since that incident. Stacey, come down for breakfast or you'll be late for school. Josh's voice echoes from the dining table. My eyes involuntarily moved to my alarm clock. A loud gasp left my mouth and I quickly jumped off my bed. It's 7:30 a.m. already. I'm so going to be late for my first day. I panicked mentally. I dashed into my bathroom. God, I can't believe I overslept. It hasn't happened before. I didn't spend much time in the bathroom. Soon I'm standing in front of my full-length mirror, viewing my outfit. A blue short skirt, a white crop top, a pair of white sneakers. I let my hair down. I carried my bag and rushed out. I head for the door, and just as I reached for the handle, a hand stops me. "Where are you going without having your breakfast, Miss Rivera?" Josh asked. I turned to him. I reached for my phone inside my back and shows him the time. "It's 8:05 a.m. I'm late. I can't have breakfast." He shakes his head and drags me towards the dining table. "Today's your first day. The teachers won't blame you for coming a few minutes after 8, he said. "But I'm not going to argue with you. Have your breakfast," he said. I opened my mouth to speak again, but he sent me a glare that says, "Shut up. Let me ask you, do you know the way to your school?" I shake my head. "But I heard there's only one high school in this town. It can't be hard to find it." "Eat your food. Dylan will drop you off," he said. He looked towards Dylan's room. "Dylan, I'm leaving. Don't forget to drop Stacey off at school." Yeah, Dylan replies from his room. Josh dropped his car key and carried his briefcase. He leans down and kisses my forehead. "Be good and don't get in trouble with anyone at school," he tells me. I nod and he quickly left. Dylan walks out of his room fully dressed in suit. I frown. "What's up with you?" He smiles and did a pose. "I need to look hot if I want to get some high school girlfriends," he said. "Ooh, gross." He sits on the chair next to me. He takes a slice of bread from my plate and eats it. He reaches for my glass of milk, but I quickly grabs it before he could. I glare at him. "I won't let you put your gross mouth in my cup." He rolls his eyes. "Whatever." He takes the car key Josh dropped on the table. "Hurry up, you're late, lazybones." I quickly gulped down my milk and got up. Dylan carries the plate and glass to the kitchen before we head out. Dylan stops in front of a very big gate with Asheville High School written on it in bold letters. I peep inside the school premises. Students are rushing off to their classes, though some are standing in groups of 2s and 3s discussing. "We're here," Dylan said. I nod. "Another new school. I'll be the new student again." "Stacey, should I walk you in?" he asked. "No," I said quickly. "I'll go on my own." He nods. "Don't worry, you'll be fine," he told me. He leans forward and pulls me in for a brief hug. He kissed my forehead. "I'll come back later to pick you up." "Okay, I'm gonna go now." I sighed deeply and steps out. I wave him and waited for him to drive off. I turned and looked at the gate again. It seems like it's even higher than when I'm in the car. Taking a deep breath, I walk into the premises. I will first go to the principal's office and get my timetable, but I suddenly realize I don't know where the principal's office is. Whatever. I'll just ask anyone I find approachable. Okay, I know I'm a new student and some people are going to notice it. What I didn't expect is everyone. Everyone in school noticed I'm new. Anyone I walk past must turn back and talk in hushed voices. Some of them even pass me nasty looks, like I'm a carrier of a strange disease. I guess I'm going to find the principal's office by myself. Just then I heard the bell rings and students start rushing to class. Soon, the hallways are empty and I'm the only student walking outside. I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned and saw it's that girl from the supermarket. Jessica. "Ah, I knew it's you," she smiled. I breathe in relief. Finally, someone I'm familiar with. I muttered under my breath, but strangely she heard me. She laughs. "Don't worry. No one will give you a hard time," she said. I shake my head. "Really, I doubt that. You don't know the glares I've been trying to survive since I came in." "That's all they can do. Our alpha warned us not to bully you." I narrowed my eyes. Alpha? Oh. She slaps her mouth like she just said something wrong, something she shouldn't have said. She laughs lightly. I mean, our president, he warned everyone last night not to bully you. She explained. Oh, he knows me? She nods. Their president knows me? But I don't know him. Just then, someone bumps my shoulder. If Jessica wasn't holding me, I'd have fall flat on my face. Get out of the way, filthy human. Filthy human? I looked at the troublemaker and realized it's that rude girl from yesterday. Jessica's sister. Juliet. Jessica scolds her. What? She's just a weak, dirty human. Why is she always referring to me as human? Isn't she one? Juliet, remember the Alpha's warning. Jessica told her? I don't care. She growls at Jessica and marches off. Jessica turns to me with a small apologetic smile. I'm really sorry about my sister's behavior. I don't know what is wrong with her lately. I shake my head and smiled at her. I'm fine, but are you really sure she's your sister? Yeah. It's hard to believe your personalities are so different, I said. A lot of people say that. We both chuckles lightly. I guess Jessica and I will be friends. I kind of like her. So, what do you have this morning? Where's your timetable? I haven't got it. I was kind of looking for the principal's office. Come on, I'll take you there, she said and pulls me down the hallway. Writer's POV. Asheville High School. Carl screams as he parks his motorcycle next to Raymond's car. Raymond takes off his helmet and got off his motorcycle. Henry and Jerome did the same thing. I can't believe we're back, Henry said. Yeah, it feels like a dream, Carl said. Ray closes his eyes and inhales deeply. Then his eyes snaps open at once as he feels his wolf jumping in excitement. Can you guys perceive that? He asked his friends. They paused and sniffs the air and shakes their heads. No, what are you perceiving? Jerome asked. Ray sniffs the air again. He closes his eyes momentarily to savor the sweet aroma he's perceiving. It smells like vanilla and strawberry mixed together, he said. Henry, Carl, and Jerome sniff the air again. They frown as they couldn't perceive anything like vanilla or strawberry. Ray, I only perceive Juliet nearby, Carl said. Wait, that's his mate's scent, Jerome exclaims. Their eyes grows wide. Raymond's eyes still shut as he smiles, inhaling more of the scent. No, don't tell me Juliet is our future Luna Queen, Carl said disgustingly. The pack slut is your mate? Henry exclaimed. This snaps Ray out of the daze he was in. His gaze hardened. Right at that moment, Juliet comes in and throws herself at Raymond. Raymond, you're really back, she said flirtatiously. Ray sniffs her and frowns. He grabs her hands and pushed her off him. She falls on her butts. Raymond, it's Alpha Prince to you. Ray cuts her off instantly. Carl, Jerome, and Henry stares at Raymond in confusion. Ray clenched his jaw and balled his fist. He glares at Juliet as though her touch just burned him. Raymond, why did you push her off? She's not her. He cuts Henry off. Huh? She's not my mate. I gotta go find my mate, Ray said and rushes off, following the scent. Juliet huffed and angrily got up. She dusted off her pants. How can I not be his mate? I'm his mate, she grumbles. Carl, Jerome, and Henry shakes their heads and rushes after Raymond, but not before Carl whispers, Thank the moon goddess, I thought a slut is our future Luna Queen. Juliet heard it and stomps her feet. I dare you to say that again. No one replied her as they've already left. She scoffs and marches towards the woods. Stacey's POV. We stops in front of a door. Principal's office boldly written on the doorframe. We're here, Jessica said. Thanks, I wouldn't have found it easily had I not met you. Hey, we're friends. Friends? She nods. Yeah. Or you don't want to be my friend? Friend? That's something I never had, and I always wish I have friends. Now here's one, why not give it a try? At least I will have someone to talk with. Someone to keep me company and maybe gossip with. Stacey? She snaps her fingers across my face. Huh? I said we're friends. Yeah. I nod and she smiles brightly. Yay. She knocks on the door. We waits for a moment and heard someone invites us in. Jessica opens the door and we steps in. A girl in her early 20s sits on a chair, like she's the secretary here. You're high. The girl clears her throat and Jessica swallows her words. She look in Jessica's eyes and both their eyes glazed over. I frown. What's going on? Soon, they snap out of their weird gaze, and Jessica laughs nervously. Miss Marcus, we're here for her timetable, Jessica said. Miss Marcus smiles at me. You're the transfer student? Yes. Stacey Rivera. She nods and reaches for something in her drawer. She types on her computer for a few minutes. Then she hands my timetable to me, placed a key on the table and a list of books to me. That's your timetable, your locker key, and your list of books. You can get them from the library later, but first go to class now, she said. I nod and picked my locker key. Thank you, I said. Good luck in your studies. I nod and turn to leave. But from my peripheral view, I saw Jessica bow slightly. But I didn't comment. Maybe it's a form of greeting here. We steps out and Jessica snatches my timetable. Let's see what you have first. She glances through it and groans loudly. Maths! From her expression, I can tell she hates maths. I have maths too. Ugh! I hate maths. I laugh. Come on, let's go. We're already late and we've missed half of the period, I told her. Wait, why do I feel like you're happy? She narrows her eyes. Because I love maths. She rolls her eyes. Then you must be a genius. A genius? Like I'm a straight A student doesn't make me a genius. Yeah, like who on earth just loves maths? Because I know I don't. I always find any and every excuse not to attend my math classes. Like right now, I was running away from math before I met you. And now you've got maths too. I prefer maths. It's easy. What? If you can know your formulas, then... Okay, I get it. You love math. I'll hide under your wings from now onwards. I chuckles lightly and shake my head. Before we knew it, we're in front of our math class. Thankfully, the door is still open. We step in. All heads turns towards us. The teacher stops writing on the board and turns to me. It's a female teacher. I released a nervous laugh and wave at everyone shyly. I don't like being the center of attention. Jessica, what's your excuse this time for coming late? She scolds Jessica. I was showing her the way to class, she answered. I almost rolled my eyes at her excuse. She was already late before she saw me. This is the last time. Go to your seat. Yes, Miss Jenny. Jessica gave me a small thumbs up and rushed to her seat. Miss Jenny glares at her briefly before turning to me with a smile. You must be the transfer student. I'm Miss Jenny and welcome to our class. Please come forward and introduce yourself to your new classmates. Ugh, this is what I hate doing, introducing myself every time. Hello, I'm Stacey Rivera, 18 years old. I'm happy to be your classmate. I hope we get along. Everyone, let's welcome Stacey to our... Someone rushed into the classroom, all heads towards the door, and I see everyone bowing their heads. I frown. What's happening? Why are they bowing? I turned back to look at what they're bowing to, and I must say I'm stunned by the sight that befall me. A tall, super handsome guy stands by the door, his hazel green eyes staring into mine like he's trying to find my soul. My eyes move to his lips, and I subconsciously bite my lower lip. I suddenly feel like crashing my lips on his. I feel myself being drawn to him. I can hear my heart beating fast. It's just like I fell in love with him at first sight. This is the first time I'm feeling this way. Then I heard him utter a word. Mate. Just as he said those words, I hear howls all over the place. Happy howls. I frown and look around, surprised as to why they are howling like they're wolves. These people belong to a cult or something. Still wondering what's happening. Before I knew it, I'm engulfed in a very tight hug. That super handsome guy is hugging me so tightly, sniffing my hair and muttering coherently. Mate, mate, mate. What does he mean? The British men calls their friends mates. Could that be what he means? Mate. I found you at last. His voice sounds doubled, like someone is echoing his words. I tried to push him away from me, but his grip is so tight. I cough lightly, and he quickly pulls away from the hug. Mate, are you all right? Did I hurt you? He asked, worry written all over him. I frown even more. What the heck is happening? I better tell him I'm not his mate. I'm not his friend. I'm not your mate. He cuts me off with a growl. A growl? He growled like a real animal. Is he a dog? Everyone stops howling. I'm not your mate. He cuts me off again with another growl, this time louder than before. You're my mate. I finally found you. Oh, now I understand. I guess his friend was lost before, and maybe I look like her. Dude, listen. I'm not your friend. I might look like her, but I'm not her. I don't know you. I'm not your friend. He smiles. Yes, you're not my friend. You're my mate. Is this guy dumb? Mate and friend are the same thing. Maybe I should explain it to him. Dude, mate and friend means the same thing. He shakes his head. You're my mate, my soulmate. Your soulmate? Could it be he's having a psychological problem? Could it be he's nuts? Such a pity. A handsome guy like him is not normal. Yes, you're my soulmate, the one I'll spend the rest of my life with. Huh? Spend the rest of his life with me? You must be from another pack. What pack are you from? Pack? I remembered Jessica asked me this question before. What's a pack? I asked him. Just then one of the guys that came in with him whisper in his ear. He frowns and sniffs the air. He lets go of my hand and step away from me. His gaze hardened and he clenched his teeth. You're human. Yeah. Are you not? Okay. I don't know where that confidence came from. I noticed that since we moved here yesterday, I have been talking more than I used to. You're human, he growled. Yeah, alien, I retort. He keeps asking if I'm human, as though he's not human. He balled fist by his side. She's human. My mate is human. He growls loudly, like he's fighting with himself. His body shakes. His friends rushed forward and forcefully drags him outside. I shake my head. Poor boy. He needs to visit a psychiatrist hospital. I turn back to Miss Jenny. She's staring at me in admiration. A satisfied smile on her lips. Miss Jenny, can I go take a seat now? She nods quickly. Yes, Luna. Luna? You're mistaken. It's Stacey. You're my future, Luna. I dare not say your name. I open my mouth to speak, but I shake my head and decides against it. I better go look for a seat. I turned back and looked, trying to find a vacant chair, but discovered they all have the same look Miss Jenny had just now. They're all looking at me like I'm their god and they want to worship me. I ignore them as Jessica is calling me over to the empty desk next to her. I better go sit down now. I can't stand their stare. Writer's POV, Rivera's apartment. Josh and Dylan made sure Stacey is in her room with her door closed before they starts their conversation. Josh, does this mean Stacey is the Alpha Prince's mate? Dylan asked. I think so. They wouldn't call her Luna if she isn't. Dylan frowned and shakes his head. No, he paused, but she's human. Luna? It doesn't matter. What matters is she's gonna stay. Josh, we shouldn't be thinking about just the advantage. Lunas always have a great responsibilities on their shoulders. Do you think she can control those wolves? And besides, she doesn't know about us. Maybe we should tell her first. You know, introduce her too. No, Joshua cuts him off. No, we can't tell her. It seems you're forgetting what happened when she saw that guy shift in front of her. It was a miracle she survived. No, we can't let history repeat itself. Then what are we going to do? We can't keep her in the dark forever. Josh stays silent and thinks about it for a few minutes. I'll go to the palace first and confirm if she's truly the future Luna Queen. Then if she is, what's going to happen? A knock on the door interrupts him. He frowns at Dylan. Are you expecting someone? Dylan shakes his head, but he doesn't believe and glares at Dylan. Pray that isn't one of your girlfriends, or I swear I'll cut off your balls, he threatened him. Dylan quickly slams his legs together and covers his duck. What? I need this to create my pups, you know, he replies dramatically. Josh got up and headed towards the door. He opens it and saw a guy outside. He tilts his head and saw a tattoo on the guy's neck. Royal Messenger? He asked as he recognizes the tattoo. The guy nods and reaches out his hand for a handshake. Goldzack. Joshua Rivera. Gold nods. Alpha King sent for you, Gold said. Okay, I'll be there right away, Josh replied. Gold leaves and Josh walked back in. He doesn't need to tell Dylan what Gold came for. He heard their conversation clearly. I guess you're summoned to know why Stacey isn't a wolf. Yeah, my thoughts too. Let's prepare ourselves for the worst. Who knows if they'll change their minds and ask Stacey to leave, Dylan sighs. Let's not jump into conclusion, they might just wanna. Josh's ears pricks up as he hears Stacey's water stops running. I'll head to the palace and tell you how it went. Stacey is coming. You guys should eat first. Dylan simply nods. Also, watch her do any homework she have, and make sure she keeps her books and fall asleep before doing whatever you want to do, Josh said while Dylan rolls his eyes. Josh, give that girl a break. There's nothing wrong with her studying. There's nothing wrong, but we can't risk her having any headaches. You're treating her like fragile egg. Wait, are you falling in love with your sister? Your biological sister? Dylan exclaimed overdramatically. Joshua smacks his head. What are you talking about? I don't know how you end up being my brother. Dylan nods thoughtfully, bite his nails with a serious expression on. Yeah, I don't know how you ended up being my brother? He wonders. Then he snaps his fingers as if he just realized something. I remember. Mom once told me you were picked up from the dumpster. Josh grits his teeth and balled his fist, though playfully. Dylan Rivera! He growls and charges towards Dylan on the sofa. Just then, Stacey walks into the living room. She didn't study the situation at first. She rushes forward to separate them, but Josh isn't letting go of Dylan. Then she steps back and studied them. She realizes they are just fooling around. Folding her arms across her chest, she shakes her head and sighed deeply. A little bit exaggerating. Bunch of kids, thankfully. I'm responsible, else I wouldn't know what to do with this kids. She sighs again. She watches them for a few minutes. She claps her hands to get their attention when she's had enough show, but they didn't break apart. Then she falls on the ground and starts crying, holding her head as she cries. It hurts. It hurts. I can't breathe. My head's gonna explode. It really hurts. She cries. Josh and Dylan quickly breaks apart and rush towards her. Josh sits on the floor and rests her head on his laps. He starts massaging her forehead gently. Does it still hurt? Did you try to solve any maths in there? I thought I told you not to stress yourself studying too much? Josh questioned, though he tries to make his voice bold, but anyone can clearly hear the panic in it. He turns to Dylan. Quick, go get her pills. Just as Dylan was about to rush off, Stacey burst into laughter and sits up. It works every time, she said and gets up. Dylan and Josh stares at her with their mouths slightly open. You were tricking us? Dylan asked. Yeah, I'm starving and you both don't look like you were going to leave each other soon. I had to do that to get your attention, she explained. Josh takes a deep breath and got up. He pulls her cheeks gently. Please don't joke with something like this next time. She nods and turns to Dylan. He's still staring at her like he can't believe what just happened. Come on, Dylan, this is not the first time I'm tricking you guys. You've just broken my heart. I wonder which one of my girlfriends will break the other one later, he said and began to wipe imaginary tears. Stacey laughs. Dylan, you don't have a heart. You've traded your heart for your face, Josh said. Stacey laughs more. Dylan holds his chest. Another heartbreak, he said. Stacey shakes her head. She loves her brothers. Even though Josh is a bit too strict with her, she still loves him as much as she loves Dylan. Those two means the world to her. All right. Stacey is hungry. You guys should eat first. I'm heading out, Josh said. He nods at Dylan and rushed out before Stacey could ask him any questions. Stacey turns to Dylan. Where's Josh going? And he shrugged. Who knows? Maybe he's got a girlfriend at last. Girlfriend? Yeah, come let's go and eat, Dylan said and pulled Stacey towards the dining table, Alpha King's mansion. Raymond enters his room and closed the door, but halts abruptly when he sees a figure laying on his bed. He frowns and sniffed the air. He balled his fist and glared at the figure. Juliet, what are you doing in my room? He growled, while she turns to him with a flirtatious smile. Waiting for you, she said. He opens the door, walked towards her and grabs her leg and pulled her off his bed. She falls in a thud. Get out, he said. Juliet gets up and reaches her hand forward to touch Ray's chest, but he quickly catches her hand before she could touch him. Ray, come on, why don't you like me anymore? We always used to be close since childhood, but you've been distant towards me recently. We've never been close. And besides, you've got your mate already. I have mine too. Juliet stomps her feet and snatches her hand from Raymond. But I don't like him. He's too old and ugly. Lorenzo is not old. He's just 24. And I'm 18. I don't want him. You're the one I want, she said sadly. You can't have me. I have found my mate, she huffed disgustingly. I don't care. We can reject our mates and be with each other. No, I'm not going to reject my mate for you. But we make a perfect pair. Juliet, leave now before you get me angry. Juliet walks back to his bed and sits down. She crosses her legs. Our family have been very close since I could remember. Why can't we just make us closer? I can lead the pack with you. Your mother being the pack's cook doesn't make us close. Leave. Ray gritted out. No, I'm so much better than that weak human and... She wasn't able to complete her statement. Reese's hands wrapped around her neck and lifts her off the bed. Her legs dangles as she chokes, her air lungs blocked. Ray's eyes change colors as Zeus surfaced and glared at her. "How dare you call your Luna weak?" he asked in a deep growl. Juliet's eyes turns red as she silently begs Zeus to let her go. Zeus's grip only became tighter. Ray, Mond, Zeus's grip tightened more. Al, Alpha, Prince, I. She swallows her words. Zeus narrows his eyes until Ray was back in control. He looks straight in her eyes. "This is the last time you come into my room without my permission, and if you dare badmouth my mate again, I'll make you pay for it," he warns her. Juliet nods frantically, hoping Ray will let go of her. He throws her on the ground and she starts to cough, gasping for air. "Get out," he growls. She quickly runs out. Ray walks towards his bed and sniffs it. He frowns as he perceives Juliet's scent on it. "Gerald, come to my room and change my bed sheets," he commands one of the cleaners through his mind link. "Yes, Alpha Prince." He walks towards a couch and slumps onto it. He closes his eyes and recalls what just happened. "I hate humans and I hate her. But why did I get angry when Janet insults her?" he asked himself. He had purposely let Zeus take control to teach Juliet a lesson for insulting their mate. "It must be the mate bond working. The mate bond is making me feel protective over her," he concluded. Just then he received a mind link from his dad, asking him to come to his office. He sighed and reluctantly got up, then he heads out. "Dad, you called me," he said as he enters the office. It's only his parents and Joshua inside the office. A few minutes after he sat down, the Beta King walks in and stands behind his father. "Yes, Joshua is here," his dad replies. Josh bows slightly and sits on a chair the Alpha King showed him. "You must have heard your sister is Raymond's mate," the Alpha King said to Josh. Josh nods. "And you know we can't have a human as our Luna. We want to know if something happened during birth or if she's purely human." Josh clears his throat softly. "Alpha King, like I said yesterday, we are not sure if she's human or wolf yet. You said seeing her mate can trigger her wolf gene? We saw each other today. Is there any changes yet?" Raymond asked impatiently. "Well, Alpha Prince, you just met today and you haven't mated yet. Josh cuts himself off. "But..." "Raymond, wait," Alpha King interrupts him. "What I want to know is why she's not a wolf." Josh sighed deeply. "When my mom was pregnant with her, she was kidnapped by some rogues. They feed her with wolfsbane and tortured her with all kinds of silvers. Though Stacey was just a fetus, but she saved my mom. We thought the wolfsbane and silver won't affect her, until she turned 17 and didn't shift. She's gone through a lot. Our parents were killed right in front of her by a rogue wolf, and that memory have been haunting her. I think maybe these are the reasons her wolf refused to surface." Everyone sat silent as they listened carefully. Ray slumps back on his chair with a frown on his forehead. He has been blaming the moon goddess for pairing him with a weak human, but in fact, she's stronger than he thought. "That's why we have been keeping the fact that we're wolves from her. We were waiting until she transformed before we tell her. At least then she wouldn't hate us after learning about our true self," Josh explained. Ray frowns. He understands why she's human now, but now that his wolf knows she's their mate, he'll be craving to stay close to her, else he'll get weak. "Joshua, since she doesn't know about wolves, how can I get close to her? She's my mate and I and my wolf can't stay far from her." Josh stays silent as he doesn't know how to answer that question. "By right, she's supposed to move in with me the moment I recognize her as my mate, but I think she won't agree to that now. She'll think I'm crazy." "Yes, Raymond is right. He and his wolf needs to stay closer to her," Alpha King said. "That being the case, you'll have to court her," Josh said. "Court her?" Raymond asked. "Yeah, humans do it before marriage. You'll court her and make her fall in love with you. Then we can tell her about us slowly without her getting scared of us or hating you." Ray thinks about it and nods. He can't afford his mate hating him. "Okay, I can do that. Maybe after she's marked, she'll transform. But by then, she'll already have fallen in love with you," Josh said, and Raymond smiled. Stacey's POV. "I don't know how long I have run or how long it is, but I slowed down the moment I felt my legs getting tired. And finally, I stopped. God, this guy is damn serious. He doesn't want to give up. I turn to him as I breathe heavily, trying to catch my breath. My gaze moved to the flowers in his hands and back to his face. Here I am sweating, but he haven't broken a sweat yet. He looked so full of energy, like he can still running another distance. "Tass, why are you still following me? Why haven't you given up yet?" I complained. He simply smiles. "I'm courting you," he said. Jesus Christ, I can't believe him. He's behaving like a caveman. If this is what courtship is, nobody will want to be in courtship of any sort. There's no time to argue with him. I can just let him walk with me to school today. Fine, you can walk with me, but just for today. He smiles brightly, and his eyes lit up in excitement. Does that mean you accept me? No, I exclaimed quickly. He frowns. But why? I have been courting you. I rolled my eyes. Now I understand something. He doesn't know how courtships works. I can let you court me only when you learn the proper way to court a girl, I told him. Then what I just said dawned on me. Why did I just tell him I'll let him court me? Doesn't it mean I'm indirectly giving him a chance? I shake my head. No, I just told him that to get rid of him this morning. Isn't this the proper way? I hear him wonder. This is far, very far from the proper way. But Carl said I should be direct. He trails off. Humph, so this wasn't even his own idea. But looking at him, you'll think he's a playboy and will have an excellent skills in asking any girl out. Ask someone else to teach you how to woo a girl first. I'm always here. You can come back anytime. He thinks about it for a few minutes and nod reluctantly. Finally, I turn and continue walking, but he rushes in front of me. Can I at least walk you to school? He asked quietly. I almost laugh at his expression. He's giving me the puppy eyes, and it makes him look so cute. I sighed. Okay, but first get rid of those flowers. He looks down at his hand and quickly throws the flowers in a nearby trash can. He turns to me with a smile. Done, he said. I nod. Okay. And continue walking. He quickly follows behind me. We arrived at school exactly 8 a.m. As we walk past other students, I see them bowing to us, just like my classmates did to me in my music class yesterday. I nudge him. Hey, why are they bowing? Are you some kind of god? Who's bowing? He asked back. Look. I gesture around. He looks around like he's just noticing it and chuckles. Well, maybe that's because I'm royalty, he stutters. Royalty? He nods slowly and looks around again with a glare, and everyone quickly went back to whatever they were doing. Are you a prince or something? I'm a prince, he said. I can sense pride in his words. Is your father the king here? He thinks about it for a while and nod. That explains why my proud brothers are also bowing to him. Wait, he's a prince, and I called him a puppy dog, when I should be bowing to him too. Is he going to chase us out of his town? Why did you stop walking? When did I stop walking? Are you okay, Stacey? He asked. I quickly bowed too, like I saw others did. He held my shoulders and raised me up, a frown appear on his forehead. What are you doing? I'm sorry for calling you a dog. Please don't send us away. We just moved here from Georgia, and I don't think my brothers are planning to move anytime soon. Please don't make it hard for us. He covers my mouth, cutting me off. He looks around as if checking if anyone is watching. No one is paying attention. Next time you want to talk to me, don't bow. You are my mate, which means... I said I'm not your mate. I cut him off before I could stop myself. I slapped my mouth mentally. When will I learn to shut up? I was just begging him not to banish us from his town. Now I'm scolding him. It looks like I'm really tired of staying here. I mean, you're the girl I'm courting, so you're my equal. Don't bow to me. But everyone else is bowing to you. But you're not everyone else. You're my mate. I mean, court girl. I frown. Court girl? What does he mean? Yeah, I'm courting you, so you're my court girl. I shake my head. I don't understand whatever leaves this guy's mouth. Anyways, okay, don't send me and my brothers away. Please let me finish my high school here. I wasn't going to send. Stacey, Jessa's voice interrupts him. Jessica waves at me from a little distance. She grabs a guy's hand and drags him along as she rushes over to me. I sighed. Finally someone to help me get rid of this dog. Oh, sorry, guy. Stacey, you're here, she said and takes my hand in hers. She turns and sees my court boy. Lulz. She bows slightly and turns her attention back to me. Let me introduce you. She points at the guy she brought with her. This is my Matt, boyfriend, Carl. Nice to meet you, Carl. I'm Stacey. I smiled and reached out my hand for a handshake. My court boy clears his throat and Carl didn't accept my hand. Taking another look at Carl, I realized he's one of my court boy friends. Jessica, do you have any class this morning? I asked. Nope, that's great. Let's go to the library to get my books and also check out my locker. She rolls her eyes. Books. I forgot you're a nerd, she said. No, I'm not. I just love studying. I defend myself. See? Only nerds love studying. Okay, fine. I'm a nerd, but not a typical nerd with glasses and stuff. I can be crazy if I want to, but I don't like making friends. Maybe I'm going to change, though. We can't predict the future. Anyways, come, let's go get my books, I said. I grab her hand and pulls her along with me. My court boy tries to follow, but I glared at him. Don't follow me. Oh. Then Jessica and I rushed off, before I die of suffocation. While running away from Raymond, I heard a faint noise like a whimper like that of a puppy. Jessica and I exchanged looks. I raised an eyebrow silently, asking if she wanted to go check it out with me. She shakes her head and turned the other way. It's best we ignore it, she said. But I have never been the obedient type. My disobedience even made me lose a very important people in my life. But I don't know why I still haven't changed. My legs itch forward and my ears prick up. I heard a growl and another weak whimper. But surprisingly, the growl and whimper sounds like that of an animal. Stacey, let's just go, Jessica said and grabbed my hand, trying to pull me away. No, we can't just ignore all these growling and whimpering. It's nothing. Let's go. I wanted to listen to her, but a thought strikes me. What if someone is trapped inside and... Stop, I hear faintly. It could be my ears deceiving me, though, but I can't be too sure. Let's go, Stacey. No, someone could be inside, I said. I snatched my hand from her and dragged my feet to the door. I stopped and placed my ear on it. A yelp came from inside and my hand quickly finds the knob. I opened the door. What? Juliet? I saw a girl cowering away from her, fear very obvious in her eyes and tear lines on her cheeks. In fact, her cheeks are still wet. Juliet raised her hand and I frowned when I saw something like claws instead of nails. Wait, am I imagining her to be a witch now? I saw her hand move down and I snapped back to reality. Juliet! I yelled. Her hand stops midway and she turns to me with an annoyed glare. My eyes moved to her fingers again, but instead of claws, I saw her normal nails, which simply means I was imagining her to be a witch. But you can't blame me for that. Juliet, what are you doing? Jessica asked. Juliet takes intimidating steps towards us. Normally, I'd have flinched away, but surprisingly, I didn't. She stops in front of us and released a growl from deep down her throat, and it sounds so much like an animal's growl. This is my business. Get lost. I tilted my head and stared at the girl, who is still shivering in fear. She folds herself in a corner as if she could hide there. I suddenly feel this sense of protectiveness overwhelmed me. I don't know why, but I suddenly felt like protecting the girl. It's your business to bully other people? Yes, it has nothing to do with you. You. And besides, she's an Omega, nobody cares about her. I frown. I keep on hearing foreign words since I came here. What the heck is an Omega? I turn to Jessica for an explanation. She clears her throat and leans closer to my ear. An Omega is the lowest rank in our town. They are like the poorest people. I nod and turn to Juliet. My hand's on my waist. Even if she's an Omega, it doesn't give you right to bully her. Really? Yeah, everyone is born with equal rights. Rich or poor, everyone are equal before the law. Juliet scoffed and rushed back to the girl. She lifts her up single-handedly and I gasped. How can she do that, I wonder? Not here. In this town, Omegas are meant to be slaves. They are meant to suffer, she said and slaps the girl. I balled my fist and rushed to her. I pushed her with a great force that I didn't even knew I had. She staggers back and lets go of the girl. I hurried to the girl and gasped loudly when I saw scars and fresh wounds on her body. Are you okay? I asked her. She nods and sniffles. She's not okay. Her body is filled with scars and wounds. My question is stupid. I got up and turned to Juliet. Did you inflict these wounds on her? What if I do? She asked back. You're wicked. What did she do to you to deserve this? It's between me and her. Leave before I make you regret it. She growls. By now a few people are gathering around, murmuring among themselves. Even Miss Marcus came too and is silently watching my argument with Juliet. Jessica came to my side and pulls my hand. "Let's go. You've already saved the girl." I shake my head. I must get to the bottom of this. Juliet can't just walk away after doing this to a fellow human like her. "Juliet, you need to be punished. I'll report this incident to the school authority and see to it that you're held responsible." She rolled her eyes. "The school can't do anything about it. Even the Alpha King won't do nothing." "Alpha King? Dylan told me he's the king of this town. That means he's Mr. Courtboy's father." I nod thoughtfully. "Fine. Since the school can't do anything, let's go to the Alpha King." Jess shakes her head. "Let's not go there." "Why? The Alpha King won't do anything. That's how things work in our town. The Omegas are used to be oppressed." Juliet scoffs and wore a victorious smirk, like she's telling me to stop trying. "Nobody should ever get used to be oppressed. I want to go to your Alpha King and ask him if this is how to govern a town," I said boldly. Okay, I'm honestly surprised at myself. I don't know where all these confidence is coming from. I used to be the timid type. I have always made sure to avoid talking to other people. I always mind my own business. But here I am, defending someone. "You must be joking. I bet you can't even stand before the Alpha King," Juliet said. I raised my brows. "Is the Alpha King God?" I asked. "You are." She trails off as Miss Marcus steps forward. I notice Juliet lowering her head slightly, but Miss Marcus stops her. Miss Marcus turns to me with a smile. "I agree with Stacey. The Alpha King is not God, so we are taking this to the Alpha King's palace." "But Miss..." "Shh!" Miss Marcus cuts Juliet off. "Let's go and hear what the Alpha has to say about this," she said firmly. She turns to me with a smile, a proud smile and admiration. I simply smile back and turned back to the girl. She's clinging onto me tightly. She looks so scared. "Don't worry, I'll make sure she's punished for hurting you," she nods weakly. "What's your name?" I asked. She doesn't say anything, but keep taking scared glances at Juliet. I guess she's being bullied, this girl, for a very long time. "Come on now, let's go to the parking lot. I'll drive you guys to the palace in my car," Miss Marcus said. I look around in fright. Fear gripped me as Miss Marcus is driving through a rocky path. Tall trees along the road. It's almost like we're driving into the woods. I shut my eyes and cover my ears with my hands. The confidence that was in me a few minutes ago is gone. Right now, I'm only praying and hoping she isn't going to go sell all of us to some human traffickers. I was already beginning to regret saying we should go to the Alpha King when Miss Marcus drives into another smaller community. "Stacey," I heard, but I refused to open my eyes. "Stacey, we're here!" Someone shakes me. I open my eyes, I look through the window and noticed we're in a garage. Everyone has alighted the car. I quickly got out too. "I've been trying to wake you up. Are you okay?" Jessica asked me. I took a deep breath and exhale slowly. I nod. "I'm fine," I replied. "Where's the girl?" I asked, looking around. "She's with Miss Marcus." She points at Miss Marcus already going inside with the girl and Juliet. "Oh, let's go." "Wait, are you sure you want to go in? The Alpha King's palace is not a place you can just go in." "Don't worry, I just want to know if the king really gave the order for poor people to be bullied." I didn't wait for her reply. I rushed after Miss Marcus. Seriously, I don't know the force controlling me right now. I don't even know what I'm saying or doing. I just don't like seeing that girl getting bullied. I bumped into Miss Marcus's back because I was busy thinking. I didn't know she had stopped walking. "Sorry," I whispered. She simply smiled. She gestures forward, and I looked forward. A man in his late 40s sits on a big chair. A beautiful woman in her 40s too also sit beside him. Some elderly men sits on both sides, 4 on each sides. I guess they were having a conversation before we came in. I study the man. He looked like the older version of Mr. Courtboy. Definitely he's the king, Courtboy's father. While the woman, Miss Marcus, is the spiting image of her. That means Miss Marcus and Courtboy are siblings. "Dad, we brought a case," Miss Marcus said. "The Alpha King." Clears his throat, Mr. Alpha stared at me. "Who is this young lady?" Mr. Alpha asked. Miss Marcus nudged me gently. I stepped forward. "Good afternoon, Mr. Alpha. I'm Stacey Rivera." I introduced myself. The woman sitting beside Mr. Alpha breaks into a warm smile. The elderly men speaks in hushed voices. though I can tell they're whispering happily. Weird people. Anyways, I came here for a case. Miss Rivera, what brought you to my palace? Mr. Alpha asked again. Something happened at our school. I caught a student bullying another, and when I intervened, the bully told me off and said it's an implemented law here to bully the weak. I paused and glared at Juliet. Mr. Alpha and the others are listening to me attentively, so I continued. I was taught that everyone is born with equal rights, both the rich and the poor. Everyone should enjoy equal rights. Now I want to know why you made a law in your town that allows the strong to bully the weak. Mr. Alpha stares at the elderly men, and they shook their heads. My guess is they don't understand me. I sighed. Then I remembered they often use foreign words. I cleared my throat. According to what I heard, Omegas are the poorest people in your town, and they often get bullied. I want to know why the Omegas get bullied, I said. They nod as they finally understand what I meant. Miss Rivera, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. I mean Omegas being bullied in my town. Mr. Alpha said. I raised an eyebrow at Juliet. I thought she said the king made the law to bully the poor. In my town, I made sure everyone gets equal treatment. Nobody is above the laws here, and the Omegas have never complained about anyone bullying them until today, until you brought it to my notice. Mr. Alpha turned to Juliet and the girl. He frowns when he saw the girl. Juliet. He growls Juliet's name. What's the meaning of this? How can you explain the wounds on her body? Juliet glares at me before turning to Mr. Alpha. Alpha, she bumped into me first? Is she being serious? She inflicted these wounds on the poor girl simply because she bumped into her? That's not a reason to bully her, I found myself speaking. Shut up, she growls at me. Mr. Alpha slams the glass he's holding on the stool next to him, and Juliet flinches back. How dare you speak to your future Lou? He cuts himself off. Raymond's friend in that manner? He said instead. So, sorry, Alpha. Juliet stuttered. I have always been against others bullying Omegas in their town. Now it's happening in mine. The woman taps Mr. Alpha's shoulder and whispers something in his ear. He calms down instantly. She turns to me, the warm smile still on her face. Juliet, since you broke the law, you'll be punished, she said. Those words are for Juliet. Why is she looking at me instead? I wonder. Stacey, darling, how do you think we should punish her? She asked me. I point at myself. Me. Yes. I want you to assume you're me, the queen. How will you punish her? I really don't know how things work in this town. I'm new to everything here. What can I say? Darling, we're waiting, the queen said. I sighed deeply. I guess this is the first time she's being summoned to the palace for misconduct. If I am the queen, I'll make her do the janitor's job in school for 1 week. I think it'll serve as a warning. The queen nods and stares at me with pure admiration and respect. That's your punishment, Juliet. Do the janitor's job for 1 week, and I don't want to hear any complaint about you, the queen said. Yes, your majesty, Juliet replied. All right, Anna, take the Omega to the infirmary and get her wounds treated. Dismiss, Mr. Alpha said. Everyone got up and bowed. I also bow too and head towards the exit with everyone, but stops abruptly when the queen calls me back. She walks towards me and held my hand. Stacey, I didn't expect you'd be this beautiful. I frown. Sorry, queen, do you know me? I asked. She nods. But that was a long time ago. You were still a pup. Pup? I mean, you were still a baby. Well, I loved how bold you are just now and how you handled the situation. You'll make a great queen. I laugh nervously. I never said I want to be queen. I prefer my quiet life. How about you come to visit me another day? I shake my head. I'm afraid that's not appropriate, queen, and besides, I don't think I remember the way back to this place. I reject her politely. She laughs. Please don't call me queen. What should I call you then, ma'am? She shakes her head. Call me aunt. Aunt, she nods. But you're the queen, how can I call? Don't worry, I permit you. I can't argue with her. In fact, I'm surprised how I'm able to talk to her without stuttering or trying to run away. Okay, Aunt, she laughs. Do visit me another day. Tell Anna if you want to visit me. She'll bring you here. I nod. Just then someone taps me. I turned and saw it's Dylan. I frown in confusion. Dylan, I called surprised. He turns to the queen and bows slightly. Your Majesty. Dylan, had your sister not come to the palace, you wouldn't have visited us, she said. That's not true, Your Majesty. I have been busy. I scoffed mentally. Busy changing girlfriends. Talking about girlfriends, I suddenly remember Mr. Courtboy. I look around thinking he'd pop out any second, but he didn't. It's a pity he didn't see me trying to prove laws. I bet he'd take sides with me instantly. "Oh, aren't you going to say hi to your Alpha?" she asked. Dylan tilts his head and bows at Mr. Alpha. Mr. Alpha nods in acknowledgement. "Your Majesty, if you'd excuse us, it's already 5 p.m. and Stacey haven't had lunch yet." "Oh, go on," she said. Dylan bows and pulled me towards the exit. We've gone a bit far, like almost close to the gate when Dylan grabs my ear. "So you've got some boldness, huh? Coming to the king's palace at your own will?" I slaps his hand away. "I didn't just come here, I came for a case," he scoffed. "You're now a judge." I rolled my eyes, then something occurred to me. I turned to him with my eyes narrowed. "What brought you here?" "I came to bring you back home." "How did you know I'm here?" He opens his mouth, searching for words to say. "And don't you dare lie to me, Jessica. She told me." "Jess told you? How? She called." Makes sense. "Well, thank God you're here. I don't remember the way back." "Don't worry, Princess, I gotcha." He stops and bends in front of me. "Hop on," he said. I hopped on his back and he starts walking. I smirk. I kicked my legs like those horse riders do and yells, "Hey, all right, Princess, your horse is about to go on full speed." "Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, my brother's got great speed. They run very fast, I mean very fast. Hold on tight," he said. I held on to him very tight and zoom. Writer's POV. Alpha King's mansion. "I can't believe Stacey, she is so bold. I like her," the Queen said. The Alpha King nods in agreement. They're currently in the living room. "She's only a human, but she's got the qualities of a wise queen. I think she can lead the pack with Ray," Alpha King said. The Queen pours him a glass of water and hands it to him. "Ray is rebellious, but Stacey seems like a good girl. I think she'll help put Ray in his place." "If only Ray can make her love him, he's wasting too much time," the Alpha King said. The Queen simply smiles. "She's human. Her understanding is different from ours now. Let's leave them to do their things," she said with a smile. Raymond's POV. "I really don't want to go to this mission. Staying far from my newly found mate is what I don't like." How is she feeling without me? I asked myself questions I can't answer. I don't know why Dad would ask me to go and supervise this pack. I know there's something fishy going on in this pack, and I have to find out. Blue Crystal Pack. Hurry, the Alpha Prince is coming. Remember Alpha told us to be on our best behaviors? Pack members murmurs as they rush around cleaning everywhere in the pack house. Ray shakes his head as he listens and watches them run around. They're cleaning everywhere, awaiting his arrival, not knowing he's already in their midst. He had arrived earlier than the others to observe how Gilbert, Alpha of Blue Crystal Pack, runs his pack. He stops right outside their pack house. He frowns at the condition of the pack house. The pack house doesn't look like a place any living being can stay. It looks exactly like an abandoned building. He shakes his head and walks in. He saw some guys holding whips with their arms crossed on their chests. They're watching some skinny and unkempt girls carrying heavy stuffs around, unleashing the whips on any that slacks off. A very young girl, around 13. She couldn't keep up and falls down. One of the guys released the whip on her back, and she groans, rolling on the ground. "Get the fuck up and move the fucking table," he growls at her. The young girl shakes her head and silently begs him, but he refused to listen. He raised the whip again, but before it could land on her, Ray steps forward and caught it. He pulled it from the guy and throws it on the floor. "Don't you feel ashamed torturing a pup?" "Hey, fuck off! The Alpha Prince is coming and all these filthy Omegas are slacking off," he growled at Ray. Ray shuts his eyes and balled his fist as he feels Zeus trying to surface. He's an Alpha Prince. This guy talking to him rudely is a death wish, but Ray calms him down. They're here undercover to observe things. Omegas are not slaves. She's part of this pack too. That's the rule in our pack. Omegas are not free-borns here. He paused and studies Ray. "You don't seem like you're from this pack. Who are you?" Ray ignores his question. The Alpha King has made it clear that Omegas should be treated like an average pack members. Why is that not happening here yet? That's none of your business. You don't decide how we run things in our pack. He paused and picked the whip. "How did you get in our pack? Where did you come from?" Just then someone rushes inside and yells, "He's here! He's here! The Alpha Prince is here!" Unless the guy turned away from Ray and faces the others. "Go, go! Hide yourselves! Don't make the Alpha Prince see you!" He and the others yelled at the Omegas, kicking them away. The Omegas got up and hurried off as fast as they can. The guy turned back to Ray. "The Alpha Prince is here, so fuck off!" He growled at Ray and bumped his shoulder and walked past him. Zeus growls in Ray's head. Some teenage girls, dressed in neat uniforms, rushed towards the entrance of the pack house and arranged themselves in a straight line. They wore smiles that are obviously fake. Then a man dressed in a blue suit comes out of a room and rushed towards the entrance, almost bumping into Ray, but Ray was very quick to move his body away. Ray tilts his neck and sees Carl, Henry, Jerome, and Josh step out of their cars. "Welcome, welcome, Alpha Prince," the man in suit said, laughing loudly as he shakes hands with Carl. Carl frowns and locked gaze with Ray inside the pack house. "Play along," Ray commands him through MindLink. "Ray, it's a capital crime pretending to be the Alpha Prince," Carl argues. "I permit you." "I'd rather not," Carl declined. Ray sighed. "Fine, do as you please." "Alpha Prince," the man called, still holding Carl's hand in a handshake. Carl blinked and returned his attention back to the man. "I'm Alpha Gilbert." He touched another man standing by his left-hand side. "This is my Beta, Salvador." Carl withdrew his hand from his. "I'm not the Alpha Prince. I'm the Beta Prince, Carl," he said. "Huh, where's the Alpha Prince then?" Alpha Gilbert asked. "He's arrived long before us," Josh answered. "You're royal spy Joshua Rivera." Alpha Gilbert frowns and tilts his neck, looking behind Carl and Co., expecting to see Ray. "The Alpha Prince is already here. Why don't I know of that?" "That's your problem," Ray said from behind him. He keeps a straight face on. "Alpha Prince." Carl, Jerome, Henry, and Josh greets Raymond. He walks towards them and nods at Carl and Co. in acknowledgement. Alpha Gilbert frowns deeply. The guy that bumped shoulders with Ray opens his mouth, words failing him. Alpha Prince?" He stutters quietly to himself. "Alpha Prince?" Alpha Gilbert asked. Carl nods. "This is the Alpha Prince, His Royal Highness Prince Raymond Zeus Marcus of Crescent Moonstone Pack." Alpha Gilbert gasped and quickly falls on his knees, his head bowed as his body shakes. Every pack members present followed their Alpha's action. They fall on their knees and bowed their heads. "Quickly, rise up all of you," Ray said. Alpha Gilbert gets up first. Then his pack members did too, though their heads are still lowered slightly. Ray drags that rude guy out. "Where are the others?" Ray asked. He's referring to the others who were whipping the Omegas with him. He points them out. Ray made them kneel down in front of him and turns to Alpha Gilbert. "I want their heads off right now." "Their heads off?" Alpha Gilbert asked before he could stop himself. Ray narrowed his eyes. "Are you questioning me?" Alpha Gilbert quickly shakes his head. He asked for his blade, and one of the girls rushed inside to get it. She came back in no time and hands it to him. "As the Alpha Prince, I have right to punish anyone I find breaking the laws." He takes the blade from Alpha Gilbert. He walked towards the guys and stopped in front of them. "Unfortunately for you, I caught you maltreating a pup. I have decided that your punishment is..." He raised the blade, and in a blink of an eye, he separated the rude guy's head from his neck. "Death," he said. He watched the body drop. He felt Zeus finally relax in his head for having dealt with the guy who disrespected him. He looked at the rest, their heads lowered with their bodies shaking seriously, great fear in their bodies. "You, come here," he called one of Alpha Gilbert's guards. "Take them to your pack's dungeon and execute them later." "Yes, Alpha Prince," the guard said and went away with them. Ray turned to Alpha Gilbert. "Lead the way to your office." "Yes, Your Highness," Gilbert replied and leads the way. Alpha Gilbert's office. Ray sits on Gilbert's chair and glanced through the report book Gilbert's Beta gave him. He growled and slammed it on the table. Gilbert quickly bows his head. "What nonsense! How dare you lie to my face?" Alpha Prince, calm down. Shut up." He cuts Gilbert off. "You think you can fool the Alpha King? Huh?" There's silence as no one wants to have their heads cut off. "Is this how you lead your pack? Letting your pack members break every bloody law the Alpha King made?" Ray picked the report book and throws it at Gilbert. In your report, you said everything is going on well with your pack. Your pack members love and help each other. Huh? He paused, glaring at Gilbert. What I saw today wasn't love among pack members. If your pack members fight against each other, tell me how the rogues won't attack them. Ray got up. You reported a rogue attack, but you're the one terrorizing your own pack. Imagine, this pack house is so old that I first thought I came to the wrong place. It looked like an abandoned building. I'm sorry, Alpha Prince. I failed in my duties. If this is how you lead your pack, letting the strong bully the weak, turning the Omegas to slaves, then you're not fit to be the Alpha. I'll change. I'll lead the pack in the right way. I've got my report. I'll go back and report what I observed to the Alpha King. You, wait for word from him. Yes, Your Highness. Ray turns to Carl, Henry, Jerome, and Josh. He nods at them. No need to see me off, Ray told Gilbert, and head towards the door. They walked out of the pack house and made it outside the gate where their cars are parked. Ray, are we really going back today? Carl asked. Yes, I can't stay in this pack one more second. Carl nods with a smile, threatening to tug his lips. But it's already 7:37 p.m. Can't we just spend the night here and return home tomorrow morning? He asked, pretending to be sad. Henry sighed. As if he really want to spend the night here. Carl sneers at him. I'm riding back with Josh, Ray said. They frown in confusion. Naturally, he was supposed to ride with Carl as he's the beta. Are you breaking up with me? Carl asked quietly. Jerome and Henry chuckled at Carl's question. If I were Ray, I'd break up with you too, Jerome said. Ray sighs and shakes his head at Carl's dramatic question. He moved closer to Josh and throws his arm around Josh's shoulder. He's my in-law. I want to ask him some personal questions about my mate. Carl frowns. You can ask me. I always have the best answers. Jerome rolled his eyes and shook his head. Right, like how your courting ideas were embarrassing Stacey. Everyone laughed, and Carl threatens to hit Jerome. Ray turns to Josh. He pushed him gently to the passenger seat. Ray got in the driver's seat and fastened his seatbelt, then turns to Josh with a small frown. I noticed Stacey gets to attend only 2 classes every day. Why? He asked. Josh also fastened his seatbelt. Well, that's because something happened to her when she was 8, and it affected her brain, Josh replied. Elaborate. She had an accident when she was 8 and hit her head on a small rock. The doctor said she's fine and her body looks healthy, but not her mental health. So he advised we shouldn't let her overuse her brain, because if her brain is put under pressure, the external stimulus will make her brain short of oxygen and will make her pass out, Josh explained. Ray nods in understanding. He had always wondered why Stacey doesn't take more than 2 classes every day. Then how did she still get to be a straight A student? Josh smiled. Stacey is a stubborn child, even though we try our best to stop her from studying too much in the daytime. I'll still see her phone flashlight on at night. She sneakily study at night. She's a nerd, he replied softly. Ray starts the car and hits the road. He looks through the rearview mirror and sees Carl and the other's car driving behind him. You'll tell me more about her as we go. Yes, Alpha. Yeah. No. Ray cuts Josh off. We're going to be family sooner, so just call me Ray. What? But Alpha. Ray. Josh paused. Ray? That's it, Josh chuckles lightly. Stacey's POV. Rivera's apartment, 8:14 p.m. I pout and stared at my phone on the table. Why is it not ringing yet? I grumbled mentally. Okay, this is what happened. I have been trying to reach Josh since I came back from the King's Palace, but I couldn't reach him. Dylan keeps telling me that he's fine, but I don't want to believe him. I want to hear from Josh first before I will be assured. Dylan dumps a bowl of popcorn on my lap and turns on the TV. He sits next to me on the sofa and takes some popcorn from the bowl. Stacey, look, it's your favorite cartoon, Dylan exclaimed. Yeah, I love cartoons. I mean, who doesn't? I raised my head and saw Barbie playing. I look away and turn to my phone. Hey, watch Barbie, he said and snatches my phone from the table. Hey, give it back, I said and tried to get it back from him. No, give it back. No, I huffed and angrily slumps back onto the sofa. You're behaving like your boyfriend broke up with you, he said. I haven't heard from my brother since he left the house last night. Of course I'll be worse than someone going through a heartbreak. Dylan sighed deeply. Alas, I'm not her favorite brother after all. She only pretends to love me. Alas, I know the truth," he said in a British accent, reminding me of Shakespeare's plays. "I love you and I love Josh too. I'd be worried if you left home and can't reach you. You guys are all I have. I know Josh is strict with me, and I understand him perfectly well. I know behind that strict face there's a sweet, warm, loving, and caring big brother. Everything he does is for mine and Dylan's good. He always puts us first in everything." He nods and pulled me in a hug. He kissed my forehead gently. "Josh is fine. Don't worry, he'll call you soon," he said. I nod and rest my head on his chest. Not up to 5 minutes. I heard my phone ringtone blares. I pushed Dylan away and snatched my phone from him. "It's Josh calling." "Hey, Josh," I quickly answer. I heard him chuckled. "Hey, sweetie, did I made you worry?" he asked. I nod and pout, then I realized he can't see me. "Yes, I was worried sick. What happened? Why couldn't I reach you?" He laughs. "Calm down. I was kind of busy. I turned off my phone." "Oh, yeah, but don't worry. I'm fine. Go to bed early. You have school tomorrow," he commands. I smiled. Okay, I kind of missed his bossy attitude. "I have to go. Good night." "Good night," I replied and hang up. I hear Dylan released a long groan. "Now can we go to bed?" he asked. I frown and turn to the TV. "Aren't we going to watch Barbie?" He smiled maliciously and swoops me off the sofa. Nope, I only wanted to cheer you up. Now there's no need for that," he said. But, no, young lady, you're going to bed." He head towards my room. No. I screamed like those cartoon characters, but this devilish brother didn't listen. Writer's POV, 12 a.m., Crescent Moonstone Pack. Ray and his convoy finally made it to Crescent Moonstone Pack. They drive into the pack house's garage and parked their cars. They alighted and came together. "We'll report this to my dad tomorrow evening at the pack meeting. You can all go home and get some sleep," Ray said. Josh nodded. "I should go home. Stacey was worried about me. I want to give her a surprise when she wakes up." Ray nods and Josh enters his car and drives off. Ray turns to the others and catches them yawning. "Let's sleep in the pack house tonight," he said. "Good idea," Henry and Carl said at once. They didn't waste any time. They rushed in. Jerome and Ray follows behind. The next morning, my alarm woke me up. I got down from the bed, stretched my body, took my bath, and dressed up before going downstairs for breakfast. I was welcomed with the aroma from the kitchen. I know Dylan can't cook like this. How did he manage to prepare such food? I hope he won't prepare poison. I walked to the dining room, take my sit. While operating my phone, Dylan came and dropped the food on the table. "Do you hate me that much? You didn't even hug me after a long journey," the person said, and I lift up my head to see who said so, 'cause Dylan can be dramatic, but was happy and surprised when I saw Josh. "Oh, Josh," I ran, hugging him tightly. "Hey, take it easy. I can't breathe," he said. "Oh, I'm sorry," I apologized. After having breakfast, Dylan dropped me off at school. Another day in this weird school. I murmured to myself before heading to my class. We are having music now. Mrs. Quinn, our music teacher, walked in, and we all stood up to greet him. "Good morning, Mrs. Quinn," the class chorused. "Good morning, sit down," he said, turning towards the board. "Today's topic will be rhyme, and I will pair you guys with your partners," he stated, making me look towards Ray's direction. His whole attention were on me. I pointed towards the teacher, but he won't stop staring at me. "I will practice with Raymond," a voice spoke from behind. I don't need someone to tell me that was Juliet. I turned toward Ray and saw him glaring daggers at her. If eyes could kill, she'd be 6 feet below by now. After the teaching, I was paired with Ray. I looked towards Juliet. She was fuming with anger. That serves her right. After the pairing, Ray came and sat down close to me. "I hope we will do well," he said, smiling. "Yeah, I hope so too. I know he's a bad singer." I thought inwardly, I guess I won't be going for break. I need to teach this dummy how to sing. Feifala, stop! I cut him off. Stop! I'm so frustrated. No matter how slow I go with him, he still doesn't get it right. I look around. The class is empty. Everyone has gone out, leaving me behind with this dumphead. "Did I get it right this time?" he asked. "Let's just say you're not cut out for music. It's best you give up now that it's still early." I told him and packed my stuff. "I can't be that bad. I can learn it slowly." I scoffed. "You've had enough." I sighed heavily and shake my head. "I have outdone myself trying to teach you. Now I'm hungry." I got up and carried my bag, but Ray took it from me and got up too. How about I replenish your energy? He asked. How? I'll buy you lunch. He smiled. I thought about it and nodded. He's drained all my energy. The best he could do now is buying me lunch. Okay, I don't think I can wait until I get home anyway. We step out and walk through the hallway towards the cafeteria. We met with Jessie and Ray's friends on the way. Stacey! Jessie greets me. I smiled at her in return. I honestly don't think I have the strength to start a conversation. My eyes wandered to Carl's arm wrap around her slim waist. Her body pressed against his, and I feel myself starting to get jealous. I took a glance at Ray and wish he and I could be like them. Oh my God, why am I suddenly thinking of that? Comparing Ray and I to them? I guess I'm losing my mind now. Stacey, Ray whispered in my ear. I glared at him. What? I was asking if you want to eat in the school cafeteria or we should go outside. I frowned slightly. Is something wrong with the food here? I asked him back. They all shake their heads. Then let's eat here. All right, let's go. My girlfriend is starving, Carl said. I see Ray's other two friends rolled their eyes. I notice these two are kind of quiet. I wonder if they're twins. They both look alike. You know me too well, baby, Jessie said and pecks Carl's lips. I look away from them and gag. Have you no shame? I hear one of the other boys asked. They both shake their heads. Nope, I can't get enough of her. Ray growls and they kept quiet abruptly. Let's go, he said and grabs my hand and pulls me along before I could get the chance to argue with him. Guys, why so much food? I asked. The table we're sitting is filled with different kinds of food and each plate carries enough meat. I glance around. Every student's food is the same as theirs, 'cause we need more than this to sustain our staminas, one of the other two said. Sustain your stamina with so much food? He nods and grins. I really need to know their names. Sorry, what's your name? I asked the guy that spoke just now. Jerome, he said. I nod and turn to the other. I didn't say a word, but he understood. I'm Henry. Are you two twins? They both nod. That explains their close resemblance. They're very identical. My stomach suddenly growls loudly, and I remember the reason we're sitting round this table in the first place. My cheeks flame up as everyone is staring at me expectantly. Can we eat now? Jessie asked. Yes, please. Everyone starts eating, while Ray is busy heaping my plate with meat. Eat. He paused and studied me briefly. You need more flesh, he said. I need more flesh? Do you mean I'm skinny? I growled. He paused and calculates his words, then he laughs nervously. No, you're perfect, he said. I smirk. Good. We starts eating. Well, they were eating while I was watching in astonishment. I wonder how they'll be able to finish this feast. I won't be too surprised, though. Jessie had this same amount of food, too, the other day. Right, Stacey. How was your music class? Jerome mumbled out, his mouth stuffed with meat. I groan, recalling the stress Ray caused me. I don't want to talk about it. Why don't you ask your dear friend? They all stopped eating and turned their heads to Ray. He sang too? Carl asked in a surprised tone. You sound like I can't sing, Ray said and puts a spoonful of vegetables in my mouth. Yeah, he sang beautifully. He nailed it, I said in a mocking tone. They all laughed. Jessie choked and Carl quickly helps her with a glass of water. I would really love to hear Ray sing, Henry said. I shake my head quickly. No, please, if you still want your hearing intact, I wouldn't like it if he nailed your ears, I advised him. Ray leans closer to me. Baby, stop destroying my reputation, he whispered in my ear, but somehow everyone sitting on our table heard him and burst into laughter. I felt somewhat happy hearing him call me baby, but because of Carl and the others laughing, I elbowed his ribcage and he groans. I'm not your baby. I'm not. I took a deep breath and narrowed my eyes at him. Don't push your luck. I said, I'm not your baby. I growled slowly. He shuts up immediately and nods. I smirk and see Jessie giving me a thumbs up. Then we concentrated on our food. Halfway through, I decide to call Dylan and ask if he's here yet. I reached for my bag and searched for my phone but didn't find it. Then I remembered I kept it under my desk. I must have left it there. I got up and dropped my bag on my chair. Where are you going? Ray asks me. Jessie and the others are focused on their lunch, not paying attention to us. To get my phone. He raised an eyebrow. Your phone? Yeah, I left it under my desk, I replied. He drops his spoon and got up. I'll come with you. I shake my head and pushed him back on the chair. Stay here, I'll be right back. But I gave him a stern look and leaned closer to his ear. We've just become friends. You don't want me to change my mind now, do you? I sneered at him. He shakes his head. I tap his back gently. I will be back in a jiffy. He nods. What I do shouldn't be any of your business. I heard Juliet's voice growled from inside the classroom. I stopped by the door to listen. Don't call me an eavesdropper. I just want to know who she's talking to. I caught Mr. Leonard winking at her. Who knows if he's the one she's talking to? I have told you times without number to stop trying to get closer to me. We can never be together. But I'm your mate. I was right. It's Mr. Leo. Stop saying you're my mate. I can never be mates with you. Juliet, there's nothing we can do about it. We're not the moon goddess. I hear Juliet scoffed. Change Ray's partner? I want to be his partner. I rolled my eyes. Too late, girlfriend. He's already mine. Lol, I sound kind of possessive. You know I can't do that. The alpha chose his partner himself, and I can't oppose him. You're so useless. She growls, and I heard her footsteps coming towards the door. I wanted to run and hide, but I guess I wasn't fast enough, or she walked too fast. She glares at me, and I smile. I wave at her. Hi. You think you've won, huh? She sneers. I frown, though. I know she's relating to Ray, but I don't understand what exactly I won. Won? You think because you're mates, it means you have him? Have who? I asked, pretending to be clueless. Don't try to play dumb with me. Listen to me clearly. You can have him now, but I'll take him away from you soon. Hearing her say those words doesn't sit well with me. Something in me suddenly felt like she's challenging me. How confident are you that you can have him? I asked. Oh, I'm confident. Very confident. I scoffed mentally. It's just a singing competition, and he's just my singing partner. I don't understand why she's taking it personal. Well, he's mine already. Why don't you try and see if you can have him? I slap my mouth mentally. Am I declaring war here? She glares at me intensely, then her eyes suddenly lit up and she smirks. Let's see how well you can sing first, she said. How well I can sing, I asked. She simply raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? I asked again. We'll see who will have him after the competition, she said, and flips her hair on my face and walks away confidently. I stared at her back in confusion until she's out of sight. What does she mean? Just then I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned and saw Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo. Stacey, what are? Nothing, I said quickly. I don't want him to know I have been here all along, but he smiles. I know you were having an argument with Juliet. Don't take whatever she said seriously. I apologize on her behalf. Something is going on between this two. It's fine. We were just having a friendly conversation. He looked like he doesn't believe me, but nod anyway. I forgot my phone. I came to get it back. Okay, I'll be on my way, he said and walked away. I sighed and stepped into the class. This school is weird, but I strangely like it. I rampaged through my desk and saw my phone. It's like Dylan knew it's on my hand. It starts ringing. Hello, Dylan? Hey, princess, you finally picked up. I turned and head out, walking down the hallway towards the cafeteria. Aren't you done with your classes yet? Yeah. Come on out. I have a date with my girlfriend. I rolled my eyes. Another girlfriend? Yeah, so hurry up. Okay. I hang up. Soon I arrived at the cafeteria. I take long stride to our table. Ray and his friends are done eating. It seems they're waiting for me. I picked my bag and smiled at them. Guys, my brother is here to pick me up. I gotta go. Jessie got up and gave me a brief hug. I'll be bored in my remaining 3 classes. She groaned. I laughed. Carl is here, but he won't be in those classes with me. She pouts. Carl looks at her and pulled her against himself. Don't be sad. I'll attend class with you. Really? Carl nods. She happily pecks his cheek. I shake my head. Please have mercy on the single souls, Henry said. I guess he's referring to himself and Jerome. Carl's scorn at them. I sighed. All right, guys. See you on Monday. See you, they all said. Ray turns to me. I'll walk you out, he said in a firm voice. I agreed since I have no strength to argue with him. We walked for a few minutes and finally arrived outside the gate where Dylan parks the car. Dylan was resting against the car and checking his wristwatch. Dylan! I called him. He raised his head and smiled brightly. Darling! He opens his arms wide and rushes to hug me. But Ray growls and he stops abruptly. He turns to Ray and nods slightly. I guess he didn't see Ray before. Al, Ray, Mond, Dylan stuttered. Ray simply nods and faces me. So I'll come over to your place tomorrow. I frown. Come over to my place? He nods. Why? Rehearsal. He nods. For the singing competition. Oh, I forgot he's my partner. I just hope we won't lose because of him. So it's confirmed. I'm coming over tomorrow, he said. I rolled my eyes and turned to the car, but he holds my shoulder and pulled me back. He placed a lingering kiss on my cheek. My eyes grew wide in surprise, and I feel some weird butterflies dancing in my stomach. I pushed him away with all my might. Why did you do that? He grins boyishly. It's a goodbye kiss. What? Friends do give each other goodbye kisses, he said simply. I narrowed my eyes and growled. I wiped my cheek and made a disgusting face. You. I cut myself off and turned away from him. I quickly got in the car and slams the door shut. Dylan is already in the driver's seat. Ray rushed to the window and kissed it. That's for you, I hear him say from outside. Drive, I told Dylan. He smirks and steps on the gas. I'm angry at Ray for kissing me suddenly, but strangely enough, I feel happy deep down. It's official. I'm going crazy. I thought you and your lover boy would delay my date, Dylan said. I glared at him and punched his shoulder gently. You were there and you let that guy kiss your sister without teaching him a lesson. I can't do that. You're his property. What? I mean, you're going to get married someday. Who knows? He might be your husband. I don't want to be the kind of brother who won't let his sister have a love life. His way of thinking is just... I don't even know how to place the word. Anyways, I'll drop you off real quick and rush off to my girlfriend. You'll leave me alone at home? Nope, Josh is home, I hummed. How many ex-girlfriends now? I asked. He laughs. Just 3. 3? He nods. We're here for just 3 days and you've already had 3 ex-girlfriends? It's not my fault that the girls love me. Just blame it on my handsome face. I rolled my eyes. Ladies' man? That's my name, he said. Focus on the road. I command him. Yes, ma'am. Writer's POV, Alpha King's office. The Alpha Prince is back from Blue Crystal Pack. He reported that Alpha Gilbert doesn't follow any of our laws. Omegas are slaves in his pack, and he doesn't concern himself with the well-being of his pack members. The Alpha King said. The elders shake their heads in dissatisfaction. What should we do with Alpha Gilbert? Alpha King asked. The elders discuss among themselves silently for a brief moment. Then, one of the elders got up and bows respectfully at the Alpha King. Your Majesty, I would say we should send a warning to him. If he doesn't change, we'll summon him before the councils. Others nods in agreement. The Alpha King turns to his Beta King and signal him for his opinion. Your Majesty, I think Elder Roman is right. We should give him another chance to correct his mistakes. The Alpha King nods thoughtfully. Okay, I'll send the royal messenger to him tomorrow. He look around. Any other matter? They shake their heads. Dismiss. Satsy's POV. Rivera's apartment. 9:30 p.m. Stacey's room. I fall on my bed and released a tired yawn. It's been a long day. Thankfully, tomorrow is Saturday. I'll sleep to my heart content. I really like this place. Since we moved here, I have not had any nightmares. I have been sleeping soundly like a baby. Good night, princess, I heard my brothers say from the living room. Good night, Bugs, I murmured, but I know they'll hear it. I closed my eyes, and that's how I found myself in La La Land. I smiled as I feel hands caressing my hair, fingers playing with my hair. I grab onto my pillow and snuggle into it more. It feels so warm and a little bit... hard? Since when did my pillow suddenly becomes hard? I sat up and yawned with my eyes closed, after yawning to my heart content. I opened my eyes and saw... Ray? I exclaimed. Hello, baby. He waves. Wait. How did he get into my room? I looked down at myself. I'm wearing my see-through nightie. I looked back at him. He's staring at my chest. I quickly kicked him off the bed and released a very loud, ear-piercing squeal. Ah! Why would my brothers let him come into my room? Crazy and annoying brothers. While trying to run away, I threw my phone at him. The phone ain't good anyway. It's of no use. I also need a new phone. Babe, you threw your phone at me. We can put them back together. There is no we. You are going to get me a new phone. Why would you come to my room unannounced? Don't you respect privacy? I scolded. Don't worry. I will get you a new phone. After eating, we would go to the phone shop. Not like you have a choice, I answered rudely. That is not a way to talk to your visitor. After eating my breakfast, I ran upstairs to shower. After bathing, I dressed up, ready to go. I ran back downstairs to meet him. We were still choosing a phone when someone called my name from afar. Stacey, he said, coming close to me. Hey, Jason, how you doing? I'm good. What are you doing here? I came to get something. Okay, see you later. He took my hands and kissed my knuckles while he gave Ray a glare, like they have met somewhere. Jason is my neighbor next door. He just came yesterday. Ray's grip on my hand very tight as he pulls me along the street. I didn't try to get away. He's been keeping a straight face since we left the phone shop, like he's angry at something. I wonder if he knew Jason from somewhere, 'cause I saw hatred in his eyes when he was glaring at Jason. Could it be they were once friends? Friends turned enemies? Ray, can you slow down? No, his deep doubled voice answers. I think something is wrong with his throat. Ray, can we stop and rest for a few minutes? I really can't keep up with your pace. He's walking too fast, like I'm running after him, literally. He stops and turns to me with his eyes shut. He raised my hand and sniffs it. We need to wash your hand. You reek of that bastard. I frown and perceive my hand. I didn't perceive anything more than my perfume. Something is wrong with your nose, and why are you closing your eyes? He starts walking again and pulling me along. I twisted my ankle and he stops abruptly. Ray, I really can't walk. Let's eat first. He turns to me and opens his eyes. Let's watch his dirty scent off you first. I gasped loudly and stared at his eyes in shock. I point at his eyes. Your eyes, why? I stutter, not knowing what to say. I don't know if I'm seeing things, but his eyes are yellow, like pure yellow. He quickly blinks his eyes a few times, and they're back to their normal hazel green. Something is wrong with your eyes. They changed colors. He shakes his head. My eyes are fine. Then why did they change colors? It must be the reflection of the sun, he replied. I looked up and frowned. Where's the sun? He looked up too and clears his throat. He opens his mouth to speak, but nothing came out. You should have your eyes checked. I think you're having a serious eye problem. He wants to reply, but my stomach growling cuts him off. Let's go. I know where we can eat. Where? I hope it's not far from here. I just sprained my ankle and I don't think I can walk a long distance. It's far, but I'll carry you. Carry me? He nods. No boy have ever carried me before except my brothers. Before I could reject his offer, he's already swoops me in his arms. I smiled subconsciously. I like the feeling I'm getting right now. So, where are we going? My home. Your home. Yeah. Put me down. I can't go to your home. Going home with him is like going to get his parents' approval. I can't go home with you. Why? But you've been there before, he said. Yeah, I went there for a case. Well, you're going to your classmate's home to eat. I don't see anything wrong with that. Right. I'm going to my classmate's home. What's wrong with that? Let's go, I said. Close your eyes, he told me. I frown. Why? I want to see the scenery along the way. You can't. Everything will pass in a blur. But just close your eyes and hold on tight, he said. I nod and did as he directed. Writer's Pav. Before Ray takes off, he sent a quick mind link to his father. Dad, call a quick pack meeting now, he said through mind link. He looked at his mate. She shuts her eyes very tight and held on to him tightly. He smiled and shakes his head. His eyes settled on her lips as she bites her lower lip, wishing he is the one biting them instead. Just try it, Zeus said in his head. Shut up. Imagine how cute she'll look under us with our duck buried deep in her tight pussy, Zeus purrs. Ray scoffs. It's actually my duck, not ours. I'm you and you're me. We're one. So it's our duck, Zeus retort. Then Ray thinks about the first comment Zeus made. How do you know her pussy will be tight? She's a virgin, Ray rolls his. Shut up, you horny wolf. He shuts Zeus off. He looks down at Stacey one more time and smiled. Then he took off. Meanwhile, Jason sneakily followed Ray. He stops at a safe distance and watches him from there. A man joins him, and after watching Ray take off, he turns to the man. Are you sure he's the Alpha Prince? Yes. What about the girl? Who's she? She seems to be his mate. Ray nods and turns into a nearby cafe. They find a table outside and sits down. Is she a wolf too? No, she's human, but... The man trails off. But what? Her brothers are wolves. We don't know if she'll transform later. Jason nods thoughtfully and smirks. Interesting. This is going to be more interesting than I thought. He mutters, his hand tapping on the table. So what should we do now? Jason doesn't answer him. Thus he inhaled deeply. The wolf scent you put on me, how long will it last? 3 months at maximum. Good, I'll stay here for 3 months. What? What if they find out you're not a wolf? They're gonna kill you. He scoffs. I smell exactly like them now, and you said it'll last for 3 months. I'll find way to leave before the scent wears off. The man stared at him with a worried expression. But, John, I'll stay. That girl seems interesting. I want her. Jason smiles. John sighed deeply. He doesn't agree with Jason's idea, but he doesn't say a word. Take some rogues. They should attack their pack house. I want to confirm if he's truly the Alpha Prince. He paused. I want to know how capable he is, what I'm dealing with. Yes, sir, John said and walks away. Jason smiled brightly. This is going to be very interesting. Stacey's pav. I know I said my brothers are fast runners, but I swear, they're nothing compared with Ray. He's super fast. We're here, he said. I raised my head. We're standing in front of a very big building. This building can house hundreds of people. I mean, I haven't seen any house as big as this. Whose house is this? Yours? I asked. No, my family house, he said with a smile. Your family house? He nods. You brought me to your family house? He nods again. Why did you bring me to your family house? I thought we were going to his home. I'm already quite familiar with the Queen, but here I don't know anyone. What will I discuss with them? I don't connect with people easily. What if they question my relationship with Ray? What will I reply them? Don't worry, baby, my family are friendly people. Besides, you know a few of them already. I don't know them. I don't know anyone here. Take me back to. Just then, the doors open and I hear a familiar voice. Stacey is here. Jessie? I turned, and truly it's her. She jumps forward and pulled me into a brief hug. Jessie, what are you doing here? I asked. I live here, she replied. You live here? She nods. Does that mean she's Ray's family? Does that make them cousins? I told you, baby. You already know few of them, Ray said. So, she's your cousin? Yeah. Phew, thank God, there's somebody I know here. Jessie grabbed my hand and pulled me in. Let's go in. Everyone is waiting, she said. Wow, she's so beautiful. I can't believe I get to meet her in person. She's got a very beautiful smile. Currently, we're in a big living room. Girls of my age are all sitting round a table. Jessie throws her arm around my shoulder and smiles proudly. These girls have been flattering me with compliments since she introduced me as Ray's friend. Don't worry, they already love you. Just try to get along with them, Ray said. I smiled awkwardly. Not that I mind if they don't like me, but I feel happy to know they love me. I have something very urgent to discuss with my dad upstairs. I'll leave you with Jessica for now, okay? I simply nod. He leans down and kissed my forehead. I glared at him, but he simply winks at me and runs off towards the stairs. Come on, let's sit down, Jessie said. She pushes me on a sofa gently and sits next to me. A girl sitting a sofa on my right side smiles at me. I'm Mira, she said and reached out her hand. I feel so honored to sit with you today. She speaks as if I'm some kind of goddess. I take her hand. I'm Stacey. I feel honored too. The others introduce themselves too. There's one among them that talks a lot. Her name is Elizabeth. Just the few minutes I came in, I've got to know her kind of person. She's like an open book. Goodness, I thought our prince is cursed never to have a girlfriend. Until he found you, Eliza said. Like I said, she's been doing all the talking since I came. Wait, girlfriend? Is that what Ray told them? That puppy dog? He shouldn't let me see him or he'll get it from me. Thankfully, you're beautiful. You and our prince will give birth to very cute pups. Pups! I guess she meant babies. I can't wait for you two to get married and... Whoa! Whoa, Eliza! I cut her off. She stops and stares at me impatiently. I know if I don't say something, she'll start talking again. Ray and I are not dating, I told her. Huh? They all gasped in surprise. There's a moment of silence as they all stare at me with sad eyes. You're joking, right? Kimberly asked. She's the quiet one among them. She sounds sad. Eliza burst into laughter and claps her hands as if she just enjoyed a show. She's joking. Our prince is so handsome. Who wouldn't fall for that pretty face, right? They all nod. I huffed pretty face with low EQ. Just then Miss Marcus walks in. My eyes grew wide in surprise. She walks towards us and sits down. Your Highness, they all greeted her. Please, when are you going to stop doing that? She asked with a smile. She turns to me and smiled brightly. I heard Ray's girlfriend is here but didn't believe it until I saw you now. I'm not his girlfriend. And what are you doing here? I asked. Jessie slaps my shoulder lightly. She lives here too. Huh? She's Ray's sister. Ray's sister? I take a closer look at her face. But she looks nothing like Ray. Miss Marcus chuckles and carried the plate of grape on the table. Yeah, I know. I inherited the good genes of my mother, she said. I know Ray is handsome, but Miss Marcus is just an angel from Venus. She's very beautiful, though she can't compare to my Ray. You're truly beautiful. I wouldn't know you're Ray's sister. Well, unfortunately, I'm that big-head sister, she laughs. But she suddenly stops laughing and sniffs the air. What's with these people and sniffing? Mate, she said. She gets up and sniffs around, then her gaze stops on a particular spot. I followed her gaze and my eyes fell on Josh. I quickly stands up. What is Josh doing here? He's staring at Miss Marcus intently, like they're communicating silently. Mate, they both said at once. I frown. Why are they calling each other mates? Maybe they knew each other before. Josh? I called, but I guess he's not listening to me. Josh? I called again. He still doesn't give me his attention. I moved closer to him and shake his hand. He snaps out of his daze and faces me. Stacey, he asked. I nod and narrowed my eyes at him. Who do you think I am, Miss Marcus? I see his ears turn pink. He's blushing. Could it be that my brother has fallen in love? Love at first sight? What are you doing here? I asked. The king. King. I frown. Josh is stuttering? Strange. I turn back to peek at Miss Marcus. She's smiling and blushing. I turn back to Josh. Are you here to see the king? Yeah, he replied. Then go. Oh. He stares at Miss Marcus one more time before running towards the stairs. Miss Marcus grabs my hand and pulls me back to the sofa. Do you know that guy? Yeah, he's my elder brother, I replied. She nods. Can you tell me what he's like? Huh? Why would she want to know what Josh is like? I want to know more about him. I guess she and Josh have fallen in love at first sight. That will be a good thing. At least Josh can have a love life now. Tell me, she urges me. I guess I should tell her a little about him. I just hope they're meant to be together. Well, Josh is a great guy. He might pretend like he doesn't care, but trust me, he does. He puts his loved ones first in everything, and he... The sound of glass crashing cuts me off. We got up and rushed forward to check out what happened, but our legs stayed rooted on the spot. A gaunt wolf with red eyes stands by the broken glass. This wolf reminds me of my nightmares. Those red eyes are just exactly like this. Rogue! Jessie and the others growled and glares at the wolf in disgust. Soon we see other wolves breaking in through the glass windows. They're 11 in numbers. Don't ask why I counted. And before we know it, they're encircling us. We're outnumbered. We're only 10. No, 9. I'm not included. They bloody came at the wrong time. Miss Marcus said, Wrong time? What do you mean? I asked as I hear my heart beating fast. I'm scared. I remembered how that red-eyes wolf devoured my parents mercilessly. What are those wolves in my dreams doing here? Could it be I'm dreaming? Have they come to devour me too? Miss Marcus, what should we do? We can't fight them off when Stacey is here. Jessie said, Fight them off? They can't fight them off. My parents tried, but they lost their lives instead. Someone should mind-link Ray and the Alpha King now, Miss Marcus commands. A wolf leaped forward with his claws ready to lash Miss Marcus' face, but she catches its paws and kicks it off. She released a painful groan. Their paws are coated in silver, she said. Silver, Jessie exclaimed. Then how come they're still full of energy? Eliza asked. I'm confused. I don't know what they're talking about, but what's in front of me won't let me ask any questions. I don't know. Why is Ray not here yet? Miss Marcus growls. His mind link is blocked, Kimberly said. The wolves look like they're going to attack any minute. Their red eyes held so much hate and anger. We have no choice. We should stall them, Miss Marcus said. How? They asked. She takes a glance at me and gently pushes me aside. Everyone, try to fight in your human form, she commands them, and they nod their heads. What human form? The wolves charge forward, and the fight begins. The girls catches their paws and try as much as they can to stop it from landing on them. Miss Marcus carries a wolf and throws it across the room. The wolf got up instantly and charges towards her with great speed. It uses its snout to push Miss Marcus away and she lands on the floor, but just like the wolf, she got up at once. The scene feels so familiar. Run! Stacey, run! I hear a female voice shout in my head. The wolf Jessie was holding tries to get away, but Jessie didn't give it a chance. How can they be this strong to fight against these wolves? Another wolf lashes her back from behind and she howled painfully but doesn't release the wolf she's holding. I saw big cut marks on her back and her white dress quickly turns red from the bleeding. I should try to help too, but guess I'm too scared to move, my whole body is shaking. Stacey, run. Am I having nightmares without sleeping? My heartbeat increased as I watch a wolf target Kimberly's neck and Kimberly howled painfully and Eliza rushes over to help her. She pulled the wolf away and throws it on the floor. I raised my head and saw a wolf charging at me. I can't fight. I should just wait for my death. I shrieked and quickly squat and hide my face in my hands, bracing myself, waiting for the pain. I waited and waited, but the pain didn't come. I opened my eyes and saw Ray standing in front of me with his fist balled by his side, though I'm seeing his behind. He turns to me and flashed me a reassuring smile. "Don't worry, princess, I'm here," he said. "R.A., there." I couldn't finish my words and points frantically at the wolf charging at him from behind. Ray turns and his clothes starts ripping. I hear his bones cracking. I stared wide-eyed as his fingers turns claws, his head reshaping. Long hair sprouting out of his skin. A tail appears on his butts, and within the twinkling of an eye, he's on all fours. A gaunt wolf suddenly stands in place of Ray. He turns to me and I meet with yellow eyes, just like those I saw earlier. He turns away and charges at the other wolf, both of them crashing into each other. R-A, R-A, U. I fell down and darkness surrounds me. I woke up, my vision was blurry. After some attempt, I could see clearly, and the memory came back. He's monster. I don't want to see him. I screamed trying to get off my bed, but was held back by Dylan. Stacey, Raymond is not a monster. He's just a werewolf, he tried to explain. No, I saw him clearly. He changed those monsters that killed our parents. We need to get out of here. We would like to show you something. What is that? Don't freak out. We are also werewolves, even Mom and Dad, including Josh and me. What are you talking about? Everybody left, leaving Josh and Dylan behind. They both removed their clothes, leaving only their boxers on. They transformed just like Ray, but they ain't as big as Ray. You are all monsters. Get away from me, she screamed. Rivera's apartment, 7 p.m. Since we got home, Josh hasn't said anything to me. He refused giving me food, because I kept calling him a monster. I burp and wipe my mouth. I drop the spoon in the plates and face Dylan with a smile. Thanks, Dylan. He quickly puts his finger on his lips, signaling me to shut up. Shut up, Josh can hear you in his room, he mouths. I nod and mouths him a thank you. He sighed and pats my hair gently. He smiled. It's fine. Don't be mad at Josh for being strict with you. You're our only sister and we don't want to lose. We want to protect you, and hearing you called us monsters doesn't seem right. Yeah, I was wrong and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have reacted that way. He nods. All right, princess. Go to bed early. You have school tomorrow. He leans forward and kisses my forehead. He got up and head to the door. He opens and instead of going out, I see him taking steps back. I frown and tilt my head. A gasp left my mouth when I see Josh standing outside my door. We're caught. Shh, what a coincidence, Dylan stuttered. Josh stared at the plate in his hands and smirks. A coincidence indeed. Dylan looks around my room and frowned deeply. Wait, this is Stacey's room. What am I doing here? How did I get here? Josh folded his arms on his chest and watched Dylan. Dylan smacked his head lightly. Aish, I must be sleepwalking again, he exclaimed. I stared at him wide-eyed. Sleepwalking? When did he start sleepwalking? He's selling us out. Josh is not a fool. Wise, he won't fall for such lie. I should sleepwalk back to my room, Dylan said. Josh shakes his head and smacks Dylan's head. Sleepwalker, wake up. You think you can fool me, silly boy. It's true, I'm sleepwalking. Josh shuts him up with a glare. You sleepwalk into the kitchen and heat up the food and brought it to her? Dylan closes his eyes briefly and stands in front of me. He turns to me slightly. Don't be scared, honey. I'll protect you. Then he turns to Josh. It's my fault this time. You can beat me, scold me, do whatever you want with me, but leave out of this. She's innocent. I narrow my eyes. Is Dylan on a role play right now? He sounds so dramatic. And what made you think I'm here to scold her? You're making me feel like the bad guy here. Josh pushes Dylan and squat to my level. I'm sitting on my bed. I intended to bring that food to you, but someone beat me to it to take credit for something he didn't sweat for. He glares at Dylan. I see Dylan rolls his eyes and slumps onto the couch in my room. You sounded like you really want to starve her. I'd never do that to her. Huh? But you always do it to me. Every time you tell me to reflect on my behavior, I always end up going to bed without food. Dylan complained. She's a girl, silly. I won't bully a girl and my sister at that. Dylan keeps his lips on a thin line. You're being partial. Josh turns back to me. He smiled. Sorry for being a bit harsh. I was angry. I promise I won't be that harsh on you next time. No, I was wrong. I'm sorry I shouldn't have reacted that way. He shakes his head and leaned forward. He kissed my forehead and smiled at me. It's past. Good night. Sleep early and don't be late for school tomorrow. I nod. He got up and pulled Dylan up with him. They walked out and shuts the door gently. Writer's POV. Alpha King's Mansion. 8:50 p.m. There's total silence as everyone is focused on their food. Except Ray. He stabs on his meat and stared at his mother. He seems to be waiting for her to say something, but she ain't paying attention to him. Anna noticed this and clears her throat. Mom, how did it went? She asked. The queen stops eating and faced her. How did what went? Your talk with Stacey, Anna clarified. Oh. The queen reaches for a glass of water and takes a sip. She said she'll talk to Ray tomorrow. Ray's hand stops moving. He drops his fork and leans forward. Really? Yes, the queen replied. He shakes his head like he doesn't believe what the queen said. Are you sure she said she'll talk to me? Yes. How did she say it? The queen shuts her eyes briefly. Boy, she said she'll talk to you. Stop bothering me. I'm trying to eat here. He smiled and released a long sigh. He felt so relieved, like a heavy load has lifted off his shoulders. Finally, he mutters. He felt Zeus jumping and wagging his tail happily in his head. I know she won't be able to resist this handsome face, Zeus said in Ray's head. Ray scoffed mentally, as if you weren't the one that scared her in the first place. Scared her? I was protecting her. I could do that too. Zeus scoffs. I bet you would do a good job. Shut up. I bet she'll love me more than you. You wish, Ray said and shuts him off. He saw everyone staring at him when he snaps back to reality. He clears his throat and gets up. I'll be going to bed. I want to wake up early tomorrow morning. Why? You always go to school late, Anna said with a frown. I'm picking my mate up, Ray said and runs off to his room before they'll attack him with questions. The king shakes his head and sighed. Now he forgets his stomach for his mate. The queen and Anna chuckles lightly. You were worse than him, the queen said. No, I wasn't. You were. I wasn't. You were. I wasn't. Anna groaned. She gets up and head to her room too. She knows they aren't going to stop that argument soon. So she let them be. Stacey's POV. The next morning, 7:57 a.m. Josh, I'm full, I whined. Josh looks at my plate and frowns slightly. He turns to Dylan, who's so focused on his steak. He taps the table and gets Dylan's attention. What? Dylan asked with his mouth full. Tell your sister to finish her food, or she ain't gonna go to school today. Dylan looks at my plate, then looks at me. I gave him a cute puppy eyes and pout my lips, making sure they quiver slightly. Josh, I think she's had enough, Dylan said. Josh turns to him with a glare. I don't understand why she's got so little appetite. She's still human. Just let her go to school first, okay? Josh looked between Dylan and I. He stabs the steak on my plate and puts it in his mouth. Go now, before I change my mind and make you finish everything here. I bolted up and grabbed my bag and rushed to the door. Then I remembered Dylan's gonna drop me off. Dylan, aren't you gonna drop me off? Oh, your mate is picking you up, he replied. I frowned. Ray? Bingo. Just then I heard a horn. I opened the door and step out. Ray sits on his motorcycle. I take my time to check him out. He wore a black leather jacket and a black ripped-off jeans. His hair falls perfectly on his shoulders, which gives him that bad boy's vibe. He wore a small earring on his right ear, a tattoo showing on his neck. I smiled to myself. Why do I suddenly find him attractive? Why do I suddenly feel like he's more handsome than before? Hi, gee, good morning. He stutters and smiled nervously. I blinked. When did I get here? I guess I was so enchanted by him that I didn't notice when I got here. I know you don't like motorcycles, but it's fine. I cut him off and takes the helmet from him. I wore it, and just when I want to get on his motorcycle, I heard Jason call my name. He stops his motorcycle next to me, and I'm standing in the middle of two motorcycles. Good morning, love. He greets me, and I hear Ray growling warningly. Good morning, Ray, I replied. How was your night? He asked. Fine. He tilts his head and looked at Ray. I thought I'd ride you to school, he said. Have you forgotten? I told you not to bother. Yeah, and you said your brother will ride you. He glares at Ray. But he's not your brother. I turned to Ray. His glare at Jason could send Jason to his early grave. I turned back to Jason. He's my friend. My brother is busy, so he's dropping me off instead. I got on Ray's motorcycle and hold on to him. Let's go, I told him. He turns to Jason and stares at him a few minutes. I feel like he's glaring at Jason or smirking at him. He turns on the engine and drives off. We arrived at school in no time. We met Jessie and the others by my locker. Jessie jumps into my arms and hugs me briefly. You're finally okay. I thought it'd take longer than this, she said. I nod. Well, had the Queen not talked me through it, I'd still be avoiding them. We're already late. Let's go to class, she said, and links our arms. Sorry, Jessie, I have music class this morning. She quickly unlinks our arms and huffed. I'm going to be so bored today, she complains. Carl pulls her against himself and wraps his arm around her waist. You won't be bored. I'll accompany you, he told her. Henry and Jerome exchange looks and shakes their heads. I smiled. They look so cute together. Ray clears his throat and stares at me. Let's go to class. Leo is already in class, he said. I nod and smile at them. We'll see you guys after class. They nod and we walk towards our class. While walking through the hallways, our fingers touched slightly and I gasped quietly. I felt like his touch electrified me. Sparks runs through my hand. Why am I feeling the sparks now? I didn't feel any of these before. I'm sorry I scared you the other day, he said, a hint of nervousness in his tone. You don't have to be sorry. I was just confused about everything. Then there's a brief silence. So I'm your mate? I asked. He nods. Like you're going to spend your entire life with me? Yes, he answered firmly. I raised my head and stared at him. I found him already staring at me. I stared in his eyes to check if I'll see any trace of lie, but he's so sincere. What if you get tired of me someday? He shakes his head. I'll never get tired of you. You're mine to love and cherish forever. I blush. Wait, why am I blushing? I have a lot of questions to ask you later, I said. I'll answer all, he replied. We arrived outside our class. He opens the door, gestures me to go in. I step in and he follows suit. Hey, who's just coming into my? Mr. Leo trails off when he turns away from the board and realizes it's Ray and I. He adjusts his eyeglass and chuckles nervously. Alpha, Luna, I didn't know it's you. Please come in, he said. Ray grabs my hand and leads me to an empty desk, but I quickly withdrew my hand. The sparks are too much for me to handle. Ray and I sits down. Just then I saw Jason walk in. He walks straight to Mr. Leo and exchanged some words with him. Mr. Leo turned back to the class and smiles. Guys, today we have a new student, Jason Salvador. Everyone claps, but the guy next to me is glaring daggers at Jason. Jason signed up for the singing competition, but since everyone has got their partners, he'll have to partner up with Juliet, he said. I turned to Juliet. She's looking between Ray and Jason. I guess she's wondering why they keep glaring at each other. Jason, go to the empty desk beside Juliet. Jason nodded and walked towards Juliet. There's this kind of aura that followed Jason in, and I guess everyone felt it too. The class begins with everyone paying close attention to Mr. Leo. Soon class is over and everyone rushed out of the class, some rushing to the cafeteria, others rushing to their next class. I sighed. I have PE next and it's what I hate most. Stacey, let's go to our next class, Ray said. You have PE too? Yeah, he replied. I packed my books and arranged them back in my bag. Ray carried it from me and got up. I got up too and we head towards the door. Just then, someone bumps into me from behind and I almost lost my balance. But Ray's grip on me saved me. "Oops, sorry, I'm a bit clumsy today," Juliet said. Ray growls and raised his hand to hit her, but I catches his hand before it could land. "Didn't your mama teach you not to hit a lady?" I asked him. He stares at me for a few minutes and growls, but put down his hand. I turned to Juliet. "Don't wait for me to say sorry, I won't," she said and flips her hair and walked away. "Stacey, you're the future Luna Queen. You shouldn't let Juliet speak to you in that manner," Ray said. "Don't worry, I don't want to fight with anyone. You're not fighting with her, you're her superior, and she needs to know that." I simply smile. "Right, I don't want to argue with him." At that moment, my stomach growls silently, but Ray heard it. "Let's skip physical education and go to the cafeteria. What do you think?" I nod. I don't understand why I'm hungry now. "Whoa," I exclaimed. "The cafeteria is crowded." I whined. "I'm so damn hungry right now, but unfortunately the cafeteria is crowded at this critical moment." "I wonder when it's going to get to our turn," I grumbled. "We don't need to be on the line. You can go straight to the front if you want," Ray said. "What about these students? Aren't they going to get angry?" "No, you're their future Luna Queen. They'll be delighted to help you." "Oh, so he wants me to cut the line and let these students starve for my sake. Let's just wait here," I told him. "But you're hungry." "I can wait." "Are you sure?" he asked. "I'm fine," he nods. Then I remembered I have some questions to ask him. I can as well start asking now. "Ray, how did you become a werewolf?" I asked the most stupidest question ever, but I need to start from somewhere. "I was born that way," he replied. "You were born that way? But why am I no?" "I was cut off as someone runs into me, because I wasn't paying attention. I lost my balance, but Ray was very fast. Before I could hit the ground, he catches me and flips us over. He falls this back, and I fall on him. I hear series of surprised gasps from other students. He released a painful groan, and I quickly got up. I pulled him up and turned around to find who was it that ran into me. But I couldn't find the person. Ray frowns deeply and released another painful groan. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fall on you. Someone ran into me and—" "Alpha?" Jessie's loud gasp cut me off. She rushed towards us and points at Ray's back. I frown and quickly turns him. An even louder gasp left my mouth. My hand flies to my mouth. Blood. His t-shirt is stained with so much blood a plank plastered his back as blood drips off. "R.A.?" I couldn't speak. "How did he get hurt?" "Quick, let's take him to infirmary," I yelled at Jessie. Ray suddenly falls down. I shake him gently, but he's not moving. I stared at Jessie, wide eyes. Is he dead?"